How's it going, y'all? The day is finally here. We're going to finally see the official rosters for the World Baseball Classic teams. So, welcome. We're going to do a watch party. We're going to be watching from now all the way through the roster reveals. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tweet out the link because it is a different link. Let me see. There we go. 1 second. Cool. All right, welcome. Let's do this reveal. So yeah, today is finally here. The World Baseball Classic rosters for all 20 countries are going to be revealed. We've been waiting for this day for so long. We know a lot of the information about different countries, different teams. We've seen a lot of the like projected lineups and rosters, but this is it. This is final. This is the official rosters. All 20 countries have already turned in their rosters. Those were due on 2 days ago. So now, today, we actually get to see the announcement of them being released. Let's see who we got in here. All right. So for those that don't know, the rosters are going to be revealed officially on MLB Network. If you have MLB Network, if not, there's supposed to be a link on the WBC's website. I believe it's MLB.com/world-baseball-classic, and on there should be like a live stream link that you can watch it on as well. So we're just waiting for that to open up. But in the meantime, we can just talk about the World Baseball Classic. Talk about different lineups and rosters and different players that we already know are playing or we assume are playing. Let's see if I can get the comments pulled up. There we go. Okay, got the chat pulled up so I can see everyone that's in here. Oliver, hello. We did it. We're here. It's finally here. Can y'all hear me okay? Is the audio good enough? Luis, let's go. Hello. David King, big day, jazz or no jazz? Yeah, that's true. I think it's going to be a solid roster regardless for Great Britain, but hopefully jazz is on the team. We'll see. It's not looking likely, but we'll see. Jose, what's up? Go get it, Sean. Big day, can't wait. What's up? Dom, Jose, Alberto. Okay, good. You can hear me. Awesome. All right. Put in the comments what team you're rooting for or what country you're from so that I can know who's represented in this. There we go. Awesome. Perfect. All right, we got Puerto Rico, we got Mexico, and the USA. Ooh, both of them. Yeah, that would make sense. I'm rooting for USA, but my mom's family is actually Mexican as well, so I have a sweet spot for Team Mexico. USA and Italy, awesome. Canada, Dominican Republic, Israel. Will they sell WBC merch at the Classic itself? Yes. So at the games, they'll be selling merch. It's going to be I don't know how limited it's going to be, but a lot of the team's merch will be available there. So if you're going to the games, you should have access to some merch. Luis says, but I believe Japan will win. I mean, I would not be surprised. They are a very, very solid team. Top to bottom, that in that whole roster is ridiculous. So as y'all can see here, we do have the live stream pulled up so that we can actually see what's going on when the rosters are announced. We got Dominican Republic. Awesome. Okay, so this is who you're rooting for. Who do you think is going to win? We already got one, Japan. Put in the comments who you think is going to win. Also, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. That would mean the world to me. I just started on YouTube, so I'm still very new and don't have any any subscribers. So, oh, what up, Ethan? What are your thoughts on Israel's new hat? I saw your text about this. I didn't reply yet. I honestly really like it. I know that you said you're not as big of a fan as it is from the last time, but I like the double star, and I think it's pretty simple with just the Star of David. I don't know. I like the the logo a lot. So, what do you think? You like the older one better? So, do they have a link that you could watch it for free? I love seeing all your news on Twitter. Thank you, Dom. Yeah, Oliver. So, I was told that there would be a link on the WBC website. I'm looking for it now. It doesn't look like it's there yet, but it's supposed to be there when the show starts. So I would just keep kind of refreshing once it gets to 6 o'clock Eastern. It's supposed to be there so that people can watch it if you don't have MLB Network. So let's see. The Mexican American dual nationality battle isn't the same in baseball as football. USA winning it though. Yeah, it's not the same because there's not as much history to it. USA and Mexico have been fighting for years in soccer or football. But I mean, in 2013 or 2017, I guess it was 2017. The last time that they played, it was electric, and there were more. Just like in soccer, there was more Mexican fans at the game than there were U.S. fans when U.S. played Mexico. So I expect it to be one of the best games of the tournament as well. See what else we got. What else we got? Oh, and by the way, today what we'll mostly be doing is just I'll be answering questions. We'll just talk about whatever teams y'all want to up until the stream actually starts, and maybe have a couple guests, hopefully, that can join and talk about their teams. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna send something real quick. Hopefully these are some good surprise guests. Let's see. GB gonna bring it home. Vance Worley masterclass incoming. The Vanimal is gonna show up. I can't wait. Hopefully, I mean, I would assume he's on the roster. He was on the qualifier roster. Do you think there's a chance Israel can sneak into a second spot? There's a chance. I don't know how likely that is. We'll see once we see the official final roster. But for that pool is ridiculous. You can see it on the screen, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, and Nicaragua. I would expect it to be two of the top three teams, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and Dominican Republic. I could see, honestly, any of those three teams easily getting out. Nicaragua was also pretty good, so wouldn't be surprised, but it's going to be tough for Israel to move on. Let's see. I think best case is third or fourth. Just got to avoid relegation. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what the rules will be for requalifying next time if they don't expand it past 20. If teams are going to have to requalify, they didn't have to last time because the tournament was expanded from 16 to 20. Trace Thompson is eligible for Great Britain. Yes, he is. He's Bahamian because his dad, Michael, former NBA player Michael Thompson, is Bahamian. So he can play for Great Britain because the Bahamas were a British territory. They were British ruled until the 70s, I believe. Since his dad was born in the 50s, he's eligible for citizenship in Great Britain as well as Trace. Let's see. Join. Okay, perfect. I think we got a guest coming soon. and a little bit before the stream. Trace Thompson, do you think Italy will have a good team? I do think Italy will have a good team. They have a couple good players. The big ones that dropped out, though, supposedly were Brandon Nimmo and Jordan Romano. Those are pretty big losses. But I think that with like Vinny Pasquantino, maybe we see an Anthony Rizzo tonight. That would be a ton of fun. I'm excited. I have a friend of mine who's pitching in the Classic. Oh, no way. Who? Who's pitching in the? Who's your friend? Do you know how long the roster reveal show will be? Ethan, I think it's going to be 2 hours. On their website, it said it would be 2 hours. So my guess is that they'll take some time to announce each one individually. Okay. I have a hot take. Do you think groups should be more balanced? I think Japan and Asian teams have easier groups. Yeah, I think that it ideally would be more balanced. The hard part, though, is regionally, it's so hard to get certain teams in the same pool as others, like the East Asian teams versus the Americas. So ideally, in the future, we could have it like the World Cup, to where it's all in the same city or state or country. At least if it's all in the same country, it makes it a lot easier logistically to travel. And then I think you can do more of like a lottery system. PR Venezuela DR. I feel like that a lot of lost a lot of guys lately. If Israel gets some solid guys, they might be able to sneak in. Daniel, what is up, brother?
How you doing, Sean, Mr. WBC himself? Wow, what a guy.
Can you believe that today is finally here?
I can't, man. It's honestly very special, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is my favorite tournament in the world. So
Mm.
it's truly like trick like Christmas, when
Yeah.
you can't wait to open the gifts, all the boxes. Well, this is exactly like that.
Oh, I couldn't sleep last night. That is exactly how I'm feeling. So
Yeah.
does it to you, does it feel like the World Cup for baseball?
Yeah, I even you know what I even enjoy it more than the World Cup. And I
Mm.
know obviously we cannot compare baseball to soccer or football, no matter how you want to call it, and both tournaments. And it starts with the transcendency of the event and how
Mm.
big, how global soccer is, and that teams won't have any restrictions on any of their players, and you see totally the opposite on the baseball side, right? But
Yeah.
um, I mean, baseball is my life, and there's nothing that I like more than watching Team Venezuela. So yes, for me, I enjoy it way more.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Daniel is one of my good friends from Twitter. I think we just met over Twitter,
You just met over Twitter, yeah.
which is awesome. He's the director and writer for El Extra Base, I believe.
El extra base, yeah.
El Extra Base. There we go. He's Venezuelan. He's a reporter in Miami. He covers the Marlins, but also just baseball in Miami and Venezuelan baseball. So if you want to know anything about the Venezuelan team or the Marlins, who have a super underrated Twitter presence, I would recommend following Daniel. He's a great follow. That's where I get a lot of my Venezuelan information and Marlins information even. So
Thank you so much, Sean. It's really special, and I gotta say that everything that you've been doing, man, for the last months has been huge for the tournament and huge for every single country. I mean, you're a great follow, and you have also made my job a little bit easier, and more people know about it because of you.
thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been so much fun. It's been a blast, honestly, to cover it all. And I think the best part, I've said this multiple times on Twitter, I think in my podcast as well, but the best part is just the connections that have been made, not only just for me, but like I've seen fans like talking to each other, like
Right?
Japanese fans talking to Venezuelans and like Dominican fans talking to Koreans and Canadians. It's like, it's so cool the way that the WBC has like drawn the world, like the baseball world all together.
Absolutely, absolutely. I see some comments from the fans and asking about my thoughts on Pool D. This is from Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon, I think using maybe a soccer term, it's a group of death, because you have a great powerhouse in DR with the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Also, Team Israel is going to have a good team. Nicaragua has been playing very good ball lately. You
Mhm.
saw them in the qualifiers, and some of their players have been very active on winter ball and having pretty good performances. So I think that this will be such a fun group. Obviously, DR they're the favorites, but knowing the I mean, that they won't have Frember and Severino and other pitchers. I think that that closes the gap a little bit with Venezuela and Puerto Rico. Obviously, when we see at the time we see the Venezuelan roster and you see the bullpen, you're gonna see some players that will be absent. That will be a huge hit for them. But I think that with the pitching that Venezuela has and the position players that
Yes.
Puerto Rico, for example, they have, I think that the group just got closer. So I think it's going to be very interesting, very close. And those first two matchups, I say Venezuela and the DR, and then the next day Venezuela and Puerto Rico, will be huge for how this plays out.
Mm.
And I think that the mission could be avoid being second, because obviously by being second in the group, that means that they could face the US in the first in the quarterfinals, right? If
Yep.
the US finishes up in first place, which is what everyone is expecting. Obviously, baseball is a little box of surprises, and we can have an upset like the one with the Netherlands and the DR in '09. But just
Yep.
avoid being second. That will be my my mantra for every single team.
I totally agree with you, honestly, with your whole assessment of Pool D. I've been calling it the Pool of Death as well, the
Yeah,
Group of Death. But I think you're so right, because even with a team like Nicaragua or Israel, who may not look as good on paper, it's such a short, condensed tournament, which is very rare for baseball. Even in the playoffs, in like the in MLB playoffs, you have a series. Whereas here, it's just like you get a couple games in the pool and then it's single elimination. So if you get like one really good start or pitching performance from Jonathan Loizaga, like they could easily win a game or two, you know?
absolutely, absolutely, man. And I think that, I mean, everyone, I mean, every once in a while can have a good start, and that good start might be in the quarterfinals, and then you're in the semifinals, and you don't know what can happen.
Yeah.
And this will be very interesting. And something that I like about Team Israel is that they've been here before. They know how the tournament is. They had pretty good competition in 2017, and many of those players are coming back for the tournament.
Mhm.
So having them also playing in Miami with a big Jewish community that will be there supporting them, that will be also great for them. And Nicaragua, you know, Miami is a multicultural city with so many Cubans and Venezuelans and Colombians and Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, but the Nicaraguan community here, it's huge, almost as big as the Venezuelan one. So
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah, that could be great. It's gonna be a fun. I mean, it's gonna be a fun week and a full maybe 3 weeks in the park with those fans coming to the ballpark.
That's going to be so much fun. I know that. I mean, Miami's the best place to have these
Absolutely,
games.
yeah,
There's just it's so diverse and like there's so much representation from all of these teams. I don't know if you remember when I put out on January 1st on New Year's, I put out my first like power rankings. I'll put out
yeah,
another one next
yeah.
week, but I got so much crap for putting Venezuela above Puerto Rico, because
Mhm.
at the time we assumed that everyone was playing for both teams. And I looked at Venezuelan's roster and I was like, that is top to bottom, that is stacked. Like
Yeah,
you look at the lineup and what you said, the pitching is the biggest difference, I think, for me,
yeah,
with guys like Pablo Lopez and like Luis Garcia and Jesus Lizardo, all of these like Martin Perez. You got all of these guys that can easily like hold it down. You can do like an opener and then like another guy come in 2 or 3 innings
yeah.
later. So even though I would say Puerto Rico might have a slightly stronger bullpen, I think the starters for Venezuela are definitely top tier.
I agree, and not having probably Gradero or Suarez, um, it's gonna push Venezuela to have that piggybacking from, you know, having two starters going
Yeah.
3 innings and then 3 innings. I mean, you can have a start, for example, with Herman Marquez going 3 innings, and then Martin Perez goes 3 more innings, and then 7, 8, and 9, depending on how it plays. You can have Alvarado, you can have Ruiz, you can have Machado, you
Mm.
can have um, Silvino Bracho, who has been huge down there in winter ball and already with some big league experience last year with the Braves. So um, I think that's going to be huge. You know, having that good performances from their starters and also whoever comes after the starters. So
Mm.
it will be challenging because, again, not having those pieces in the back end of the bullpen will hurt them. But they can hit. They can certainly hit. And now having Acuna in the lineup again,
Yep.
uh, it's going to be a huge difference maker. And that has been a pretty dramatic saga over the last couple months.
Can't wait to continue to hear details as they come out about that whole situation. I've tried to cover what's there about the situation, but it just seems so chaotic. So all we can say though is that I'm just so excited that he's actually going to play,
Yeah,
because it is that takes the lineup from, they're there. They can compete with the PR with Puerto Rico, but with Acuna, I think it's stacked all the way top to bottom.
absolutely. Because I think we were lacking speed and power in that lineup.
Yeah,
And with Ronald, you have all five tools,
yeah,
and he's a generational player, and he's probably the biggest talent in Venezuela since Cabrera. Uh,
mm,
and I know we've had great Venezuelan players like Abreu, Maglio, Mora, so way too many. But it's still hard for me to believe that the best result for a Venezuelan team is a third place in '09 with the weakest roster ever for a Venezuelan team. I mean, the '06 roster was
mm,
better in paper. The one in 13, the one in 17, and this one in 2023 will be even better than those. But the one in '09 was the best. That was the better team, and I think it was because of the chemistry. And if they can put all of that together and put everything that happened in the past, I think they will have a really strong chance because they have everything. They have power with Acuna,
yeah,
with Santander, who got more than 30 homers last year. Andres Jimenez had a great year. Jose Altuve is maybe the best second baseman in the league. Eugenio
hmm
Suarez is a 40 plus homer guy almost every year. Salvi got 48 homers a couple years ago, and he's one of the best catchers in the game. And you have good defense with Peralta, multi gold glover, Jimenez, Altuve,
mm.
um, Arias, who played decent first base last year. Salvi, also a gold glove winner. You have speed with Ronald, with Andres, with Jose. So I think I mean, whatever you see this team, it's pretty solid all around.
I'm so excited for this team. I don't know. There's very few national teams right now that have such a well-rounded lineup. Would you? So from my understanding, from what I've seen from Venezuelan fans and reporters, I feel like 2006 is known as the best team they've had. Would
Oh,
you?
yeah.
How would you say this one compares to 2006?
I think that I mean the one in '06 was great because they had I mean that team um had Johan, had Zambrano,
Mm,
had so many good starters and whatever. I mean, from top to bottom, the lineup was so stacked, and the bench was very deep. But I
mm,
think now the starters are way better than in '06. Obviously, they had a Cy Young winner in Johan, um, but it's a deeper rotation, and you can have guys that can actually do that piggybacking that I mentioned,
mm,
coming a starter after another starter in the same game. I think they couldn't do that in '06, and the bullpen wasn't as good as it could be
mm,
today with those pitchers coming after the starters. I think they're missing a guy like I mean a legit closer like K-Rod was at that time. He was maybe the best closer in baseball at the time. I think they're missing that guy, but it's I think it's deeper and a more complete team.
yeah, I'm looking at the roster right now for 2006. You got names like Carlos Guillen, Maglio Ordonez, like you said, Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod, Carlos Zambrano. Let's see who else we know. Bobby Abreu, of course, Johan Santana. You got a lot of names of like really solid guys, but I don't see the depth that this team is going to have. Like you said, this
Yeah,
team top to bottom, and the depth of the pitching. Like pitching is so hard to get in the WBC. I feel like every country has maybe 2 to 3 very solid, reliable starters and a couple of good pieces in the bullpen. But if you look at Venezuelan's roster, I see so much depth.
yeah, me too. I see it as well, and I like something that you're gonna see with this roster, is that you won't see many natural outfielders, but you're gonna have a guy like probably Luis Rengifo or Luis Arraez that could play the outfield as well.
Mm,
So that's gonna be something interesting because you see the lineup. It's basically obvious to have Salvi catching, Arraez at first,
mhm,
Altuve, Jimenez, and Gino Suarez at third. But then in the latest innings, you can have a guy like Rojas, for example, a Gold Glove finalist last year, uh, probably the best glove that Venezuela has on the team, at least as a shortstop. Probably Eduardo Escobar as well, who can play third, who can play some first, who can play some second, who can play some shortstop as well.
mhm,
Power from each side of the plate, and a guy that has actually played very good ball with the Mets last year. So, um, again, top to bottom, it's deeper, and I think it could be way better. That team, for example, in '06 had a guy like Tony Alvarez. Like he should have not been there. Robert Perez, who is a legend in Venezuelan baseball, but he wasn't actually good in the big leagues, and he was there and he was hurt, and he should have not been there. Giovanni Carrara, Carlos Silva, they were on that '06 team, and some of them in that '09 team. But I don't. At the time they played there, they were not that good for the big leagues, and I see these guys now that rotation with Lopez, with Ranger Suarez, who we all saw them last year in the World Series. And it's funny because Omar Lopez, the Astros first base coach, is the manager for Team Venezuela. And I remember asking Omar and telling Omar, "Hey man, I know you're scouting every single player,
uh-huh.
and tonight you're facing Ranger. So I think there's no better scenario to see him than Game 3 of the World Series with a packed Citizens Bank Park." And then he had 5 shutout innings in front of that Phillies crowd. And I told him after the game, like, dude, if you needed to see if the guy can pitch under pressure, there's nothing better than what you saw there. So that was the day Ranger won his spot in the Venezuela
Oh,
roster. So
that is
I
incredible.
we have that now. We didn't have that in the past.
There there is no better time to watch Ranger Suarez than in that game. So that was a front row seat that Omar got to be able to see him. Um, I know that you probably don't have a ton of time. We're gonna start in, I guess, 10 minutes. It's gonna be on live on MLB Network. Real quick though, I wanted to ask, what off of the field, what are you most excited for in the WBC?
Off the field, you say? I
Yeah.
think people coming together to see this tournament, and that what you mentioned, the connections, man. I mean, when you have baseball uniting and connecting people, that's the best thing you can have, because that only helps to grow the game. Like I've learned, for example, by following you, by following guys that you've been retweeting and recommending on Twitter, more about European baseball or Nicaraguan baseball, and I think that's the beauty of it, that you get to learn so much about
Mm,
other nation, other countries, other stories. I mean,
mm,
you see many players born in the U.S. or born in Venezuela or born in Cuba or the D.R. representing other countries because they didn't have the chance to represent their own countries, but now they get this chance, and they go out and give their hat out and do all the best they can do. And those are pretty cool stories that you're gonna see in this tournament. And I think that's
mm.
that's the most special part. And for baseball fans, it's a gift, because we were supposed to have this in 2021, and I think it could have been a totally different tournament. It was gonna be with 16 teams. Now we have 20,
Yep.
and it's gonna be way more special. Obviously we've been waiting 2 years for this, but I think it's gonna be worthy of every single second that we spend waiting for it.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's going to be so worth it. And I'm so glad they extended to 20 teams, or else we wouldn't have the stories of like the Czech Republic, who like their
Yeah,
players aren't even like full-time baseball players. They have other jobs that they go to.
exactly. And
Like,
it's, I mean, to learn about those leagues, for example, I have a friend, I cannot mention right now his name, but I know that whenever he's done playing, and this is actually in a contract, when he's done playing in the big leagues, he's gonna play in Italy. Um, he already said this. He's gonna play
whoa.
in Italy, not for Team Italy. Maybe who knows? but he's gonna play in the Italian league. And during the week, those guys are like Uber drivers, chefs, lawyers, constructors. Uh, I mean, whatever regular job that someone can have. And then on the weekends they go and play professional baseball, and some of them have the chance to represent their countries on this huge stage. I mean, there's nothing. That's only a thing that you can get with baseball. I mean, there's nothing. No other sport can be like that, right? So I think
So wild.
it's going to be very very special.
No, I am like I see like baseball fans as like two different groups in my mind. There's like the super analytical, like stats, numbers based fans, which I think is cooler. Like I wish I was like that, but I'm way on the other side where it's like I'm just a baseball romantic. I love the stories and I love the like the beauty of the different cultures and like the different stories that we get to see from all of the different players. So hearing things like that is so cool to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm such an analytical guy, and I, because of my job, I have to know about these stats, and sometimes it's overwhelming, and I get it, and yes, I can understand the point of, yeah, this is why a hitter that, I mean, someone hitting 246 might be better than a 300 hitter. You don't even know why, but then I mean, you have to have everything on the balance, and
Yeah.
it's a total balance of the game. And I think um, for some of these teams, you will have advanced analytics like the DR, Venezuela, the US. Um, they have people on their front offices and coaching staff that work for MLB organizations, and you will have some of it. But think about this: for maybe more than half of the teams, like you don't see the Czech Republic or Cuba or, I don't know, Nicaragua using analytics. They would just go and play with their instinct and with everything they have, and that's
Yeah.
something that I feel. Yeah, we're in an advanced era, and basically numbers rule everything. But at some point in baseball, it's I think it's a full circle, and everything will go back to, not everything, but some things will go back to normal. Normal, I say.
Yeah.
inst- I mean, just let the game tell you the whole story, and then you make adjustments, while playing. So I think we're going to see some of that in this WBC.
I can't wait. I mean, a lot of these countries don't even have access to like deep analytics like
They
in
don't.
in a lot of these countries that you never I don't know that it's not the MO like MLB or NPB or KBO any of the big leagues. So a lot of these players on the maybe lesser known teams are going to get a chance to almost like a showcase for them to show themselves as I guess worthy or like their talent for affiliated clubs or even independent ball or just whatever. So
Yeah, yeah, and could be also for those guys that play indie ball, or
yeah.
maybe they play in Mexico, they play in Taiwan, they play in the KBO or Japan. Could be a good chance to show MLB teams that they can play very good baseball on a high level competition, right? So that also we can see stories like that. I see some players, for example, that can go into the Venezuelan roster that
Hmm.
are not hired by any MLB organization, and that could be a pretty interesting chance for them to show the world what they can do.
Yeah, I'm so excited, man. It's going to be so much fun. Well,
Absolutely.
I have taken up plenty of your time. I asked for 5 to 10 minutes. You gave me like 20 to 30. So,
Whatever you need.
yeah, man, you're the best. We will talk soon. Good luck on the roster reveal. It's going to be so much fun. For those that don't follow Daniel, definitely go follow him on Twitter. Is there anywhere else that anything else we can plug for you, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, Twitter, it's at Daniel Alvarez EE. EE stands for El Extrabase, and you can also follow El Extrabase on Twitter, Instagram, our website, YouTube channel. We will have a full coverage of the WBC in Miami, also some in Arizona, but we will be covering since day one of spring training, and everything. We will have everything, absolutely everything in Miami. So I will invite you guys to follow us. I know it's in Spanish. We'll have also some English content, but if not, just hit the translate button, and that's it.
It works. That's how I did it. That's how I started. And half of
Exactly.
my following, I feel like, does is from Latin American or Spanish speaking countries. So definitely go follow Daniel and El Extra Base. They have fantastic coverage. And Daniel's been a good friend to me, and really appreciate you coming on, Daniel.
No, thank
Um,
you.
yeah,
Thank you so
it's gonna
much.
be a fun night.
Yeah, have fun. We're 5 minutes away, man. I can't wait.
5 minutes. Let's go. I'm
Let's go.
excited. All right. Talk to you soon. Awesome. Daniel is a really good guy. He's always been so great to me, helping me with like Venezuelan news and being able to just follow like a lot of Latin American countries. I don't speak Spanish. I speak very little Spanish, so he's helped me translate a lot. I'm gonna tweet out live um, the live link for the live stream. And then I'm going to get to all of your comments because I know you've been asking a lot. I'm so bad at multitasking, so I didn't get to them. But yeah, for those have um, that don't have MLB Network, we're going to be streaming it here, hopefully, right there. But then I'm also going to tweet out the link right now. 1 second. Live stream for WBC rosters reveal show. Okay. Yeah, and if you don't follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is at Sean_Spradling. This is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like and subscribe this and share it. That would mean the world to me. Like I said, I'm very new on YouTube, so I don't have any following. Not sure like what my YouTube future is going to look like, but we'll do stuff like this hopefully all throughout the tournament. My TikTok is just at Sean Spradling, and we are 2 minutes away. This is crazy. I think we're live. We are live on MLB Network. Amazing. Okay, let's get to some questions. Hello, Sean. Hello, Jacob Byers. Are you gonna make the screen bigger, or will it always be like this? We probably will have to have it smaller, is my guess. I'm not sure what the like rules for that is. We'll see. But oh,
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you to keep it small.
yeah, that's what I was
Just
gonna
the
say.
producer note there.
Well, what up, Coop? Everybody say hi to Coop, producer Coop.
How's it going, everyone?
I was gonna say I'm shocked that we even have the live stream up on our screen. So the fact we have it up at all is great. But so we'll keep it small. I sent out the link. I tweeted out the link. So go look at my most recent tweet if you'd like to actually watch it like on your own screen. Yo, Sean, baseball stat, is that baseball stat CZ? I believe. Any plans for after the WBC? Yeah, I'm definitely going to continue covering baseball. My thing is I love international baseball. I'm going to continue covering it as much as I can, just global baseball in whatever capacity that y'all want to see. So obviously the WBC will be over, but yeah, what up, baseball stat? If you look in the comments, baseball stat CZ on Twitter is a fantastic source for Czech baseball news. So definitely go follow him. Acuna, yes, he's playing. Why isn't Judge playing? I have no idea. Octavio, I have no idea. I have not seen anything since like August. That was the last update we heard, and it was that Harper, who's not even on the team anymore because he's had surgery, was trying to recruit him. Nothing. Have heard nothing since then. John, what's your dream WBC final matchup that doesn't include US, Japan, or DR? Right off the bat, I'll just say off the top of my mind, I'll say if I'm thinking about the two sides of the bracket, I'll say Korea and Mexico. I think that would be so much fun. I'd love to see Venezuela, but Mexico would be fun because they're a little bit more of an underdog, and Korea has so much talent. So I would love to see that matchup. What up, Yaku Cosmopolitan? I actually just plugged you like an hour ago. Oh, and it looks like the live stream just went live. Let me see. Awesome. Yep. So if you go to that link that I provided, it looks like it's starting. Oh, this is crazy. I can't believe it's actually here. We've waited so long for this. Let's see. Yeah. So if you want to know anything at all about Japanese baseball, go follow Yaku Cosmopolitan. He is the go-to source for Japanese baseball. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna tweet out, it's starting. Okay. Good take. It's starting. No love for Colombia. Oh, I do love Colombia's roster. I'm excited to see who they actually have. I don't think Jonathan India is on the team, which is sad, but I do really like their roster, and I think they have a very good chance of making out of Pool C. I apologize, I probably haven't covered Team Colombia as much as other teams in the pool. I don't have as many Colombian connections, but I'm definitely trying to learn more about Colombian baseball. There are the pools. Oh my goodness. Cuba dugout. Let's see if Cuba pulls any roster shenanigans since they announced their roster. I would love to see just some surprise bomb on the roster that we don't know. If you like Cuban baseball or want to know anything about Cuban baseball, go follow Cuba Dugout. He's a great source. I think he's based out of Canada, but he's a very knowledgeable source for Cuban baseball. Freddie Freeman is on the stream. We got JP Morosi and Chris Young. And Sierra Santos. JP Morosi is like the go-to guy for international baseball. I love him so much. I've reached out to him a couple times, hopefully, like on Twitter. We'll see. Maybe I can love to talk to him someday. Spent my days in the frozen solitude of Canada, longing for my next trip to Cuba. Nicaragua, the dark horse. Yeah, I mean, I think that Nicaragua is definitely they were definitely one of the top dogs in qualifiers, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them pull out a win or two. But it's just that pool is so tough. That pool D is an absolute gauntlet. Oh, what up, Camilo? Hello, welcome. Going to be fascinated in how DR's staff winds up after Sandy. So their pitching staff, it was announced by Hector Gomez. We'll see if it's officially announced, but he had announced that the rotation is going to be Sandy Alcantara, Christian Javier, Johnny Cueto, and Roenzi Contreras. So those will be the four, like the rotation. So player eligibility, permanent residence. Yeah. If you've followed me for a while, you know the player eligibility rules. That's such a confusing thing for many fans of baseball that don't know how the WBC works, but hopefully y'all know. If you'd like me to clarify the WBC player eligibility rules, I can. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to, but essentially it just comes down to citizenship in that country. If you're eligible to be a citizen, then you can play for the team. Do you really need 4 starters? Not really. I mean, it's going to be if you make it to the championship, it's a total of 7 games. It's such a short tournament that you only need like 3, I would say. Let's see. Did they tweet it? Israel's roster just dropped. Oh, did it? Did what Ethan said. I'm kind of scrolling up. Sorry, we're. Do you think Nicaragua can make any noise? They lack the MLB talent. Is really holding them back, in my opinion. I mean, they have a couple very good pitchers. We'll see what their lineup looks like. Hold on, I'm going to see what they're saying about Trout right now. Oh, they're doing the roster reveal for Team USA. Ah. Okay. Okay. Pete Alonso, Tim Anderson, Nolan Arenado, Mookie Betts, Paul Goldschmidt, Kyle Higashioka. That one we didn't know for sure. Cedric Mullins, JT Realmuto, Kyle Schwarber, Will Smith, Mike Trout, Kyle Tucker, Trey Turner, Bobby Witt Jr. Okay, so the only one that we're surprised by, Kyle Higashioka. I'm not sure. Wait, so is that 3 catchers? Yeah, that's 3 catchers. Okay. Jason Adam, we knew. Daniel Bard, David Bednar, Nestor Cortez. These are the pitchers for Team USA. Kendall Graveman. What? Oh, that was so fast. Why did he go away? Oh, baseball doesn't exist. What's up? Baseball doesn't exist is in the house. Welcome. Wait, why did they take away the pitchers? Also, baseball doesn't exist is playing for Team USA. So that's good news. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got it pulled up. Jason Adam, Daniel Bard, David Bednar, Nestor Cortez, Kendall Graveman, Merrill Kelly, Clayton Kershaw, Lance Lynn, Nick Martinez is on the designated pitcher pool. That's interesting because they said that he wasn't going to play. Miles Michaelis, Adam Ottavino, Ryan Presley, Brooks Raley, Brady Singer, Adam Wainwright, Devin Williams. Okay, so there was one surprise for. Hold on, they're talking to Trout. There's only one. There was one surprise on the offensive side and one on the pitching. We have Kyle Higashioka, who I had no idea was going to be on the team. There were rumors, but there wasn't anything confirmed. And then Nick Martinez said that he probably was not going to play. He had pulled out, but I guess he's on the designated player pool. Let's see. No, Alex, sorry, we can't do any sound on this stream. If you want to watch it live with sound, you can go to my Twitter account at Sean_Spradling. I tweeted at the live stream. It's free. You don't have to have MLB Network. It's through the MLB like film room website. Trout just said he didn't make the team in high school. I didn't know that. For Team USA, he had tried to make the Team USA team, but didn't make it in high school. And he said he's excited to get to represent the country and play for them this time. Okay, let me go back to the comments. What do you think about Sal Frelick playing for Italy? Do you think he will start or be on the bench? I would assume he's going to start. If you look at their prospective roster, let's see, because they haven't announced it yet. But oh, that's so true, Jacob. Wait, is there no Logan Webb? No way. No way. That is huge. Yeah, I mean, I had Logan Webb as definitely, well, I would say Kershaw's probably the best pitcher still. He's just always hurt. But I would say Webb is the second best. I had him as easily top of the road, like one of the top in the rotation. They're talking to Trout about playing against Otani if they make it to the semis against Japan. He said he doesn't know what to tell them, his Team USA, if they have to go against Otani. He's just too good. We got a couple really great sources in here for baseball. Baseball Doesn't Exist is one of my favorite sources for baseball on YouTube. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. Cuba Dugout, great for Cuban baseball. Yaku Cosmopolitan, the best Japanese baseball source. So definitely go give them follows. And no Eovaldi. Oh my goodness. I got caught up in who's on the team and not who's left off. So no Eovaldi and no Logan Webb. So that would leave. Okay, so if we're looking at the rotation, I'm guessing that means Clayton Kershaw, um, Brady. What it'll probably be is Clayton Kershaw, Adam Wainwright, because Adam Wainwright said that he's been given every indication that he's going to start for them and not be a reliever. So he's never. I don't even know if he's ever had a relief appearance in his career. So you got Clayton Kershaw would probably be the ace, I would assume. Adam Wainwright, Brady Singer, Miles Michaelis, Lance Lynn. So who of those guys are those all the starters? Nestor Cortez. I missed Nestor. So you got Nasty Nestor, Clayton Kershaw, Brady Singer, Adam Wainwright, Lance Lynn, Miles Michaelis, and Nick Martinez can start. Who is the ace in y'all's opinion, and how would you make a rotation from those starters? I guess is the way to say it. You're probably only going to need like 3 starters, but if you had like a 4 or 5 person rotation, how would you rank them? And Merrill Kelly, if I missed him. He's just talking about Trout's talking about how special it is for him to play for Team USA, represent the country, which is really cool. Okay, so who did we confirm? We confirmed that. Let me write these down. I'm gonna need to make some edits to those graphics. So Logan Webb is not there. That's crazy. What happened? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Logan Webb's not there. Nathan Eovaldi. Okay, pitch Michaelis against Japan since he has experience there. I do like that idea a lot. He knows Japanese style baseball very well. Even with the pitch counts, how long do we think any top starter is actually going to go early on? I wouldn't say any more than like, I guess early on, probably like 4 innings. I wouldn't assume very much more than that. I think you can go 6. I don't remember the exact number. Oh, okay. So we got Mexico's roster. Okay. Mexico's roster. Okay, Jonathan Aranda, Randy Rosarena, and Austin Barnes, Jaron Duran, Alejandro Kirk, Joey Meneses, Isaac Paredes, Rowdy Tellez, Alec Thomas, Alan Trejo, Luis Rios, and Alex Verdugo. Okay, no surprises there. Now they're pitching. Okay, Aruba Armenta, Oliver Perez, Jojo Romero, Patrick Sandoval, Julio Urias. Oh, these are the left-handed pitchers. And Javier Assad. Oh, they're going so fast. Why are they going so fast? Canada. Owen Casey, Denzel Clark, Kellen Deglin, Bo Naylor, Otto Lopez, Edouard Julien. People are going to be really happy about that one. Tyler O'Neill, Jacob Robson, and they're their pitchers. Oh, it's going so fast. Why is it going so fast? Mitch Bratt, Rob, Cal Quantrill, Nick Pivetta is a big name. Matt Brash, John Axford, who's pitched for them in the past. Okay. How many players is that? Yeah, Edouard Julien. That's a big one. Okay. They're going to commercial break, which is good because I need a chance to catch up. Let's look at Mexico's roster and Canada's roster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Team Mexico. Mexico's WBC team. Okay. I guess it's important to have elite starting pitching if the teams will be bullpenning the whole time. Yeah, that's my guess. Which is good for which is very good for Cuba. Okay. WBC team. Okay, so Mexico. Mexico, we got Jonathan Aranda, Randy Rosarena, Austin Barnes, Jaron Duran, Alejandro Kirk, Joey Meneses, Isaac Paredes, Rowdy Tellez, Alec Thomas, Alan Trejo, Coop. I just tweeted these out if you want to pull those up. Rowdy Tellez, Alec Thomas, Alan Trejo, Luis Urias, and Alex Verdugo. So they're missing Ramon Urias. They're missing Luis's brother, right? Yeah. Oh no! Why? Yeah, Ramon was playing. He had committed or was confirmed on the preliminary roster. Together up the middle. That's so sad. Oh, I was so excited to see. It was probably going to be the brothers up the middle. Ramon Urias at shortstop, and then Luis Urias at second base. I'm so interested to hear what happened with these guys that are left off. So far, I feel like it's mostly been bad news, like players that have been left off of rosters rather than like surprises of players that are on the roster. Okay, and if we go to Canada's roster, Owen Casey, who's a Cubs prospect, Denzel Clark, Kellen Deglin, Freddie Freeman, obviously their best player, Edouard Julien, massive prospect that I think is super underrated. Otto Lopez, Bo Naylor, Josh's brother. Bo Naylor will be the starting catcher for them. Tyler O'Neill, Damiano Palmegiani. I hope I said that right. Jacob Robson, Abraham Toro, Andrew Yerzy, and Jared Young. I think everybody's there. Is there anybody missing from that lineup for Mexico? I mean, for Canada that y'all know of? Canada. Yeah, no, Charles LeBlanc. You're right. That one had kind of been expected over the last couple days. He wasn't. There's rumors that he would not be on the team, but that one's kind of a big loss. Charles LeBlanc. Yep. Canada lost out on Otto Lopez, which would have been nice. No, Otto Lopez is there. He's on the roster. And then the pitchers for them, Andy Yerzy would have been nice to have for Israel. Yeah, that's true. He is eligible for Israel, Andy Yerzy. So there was a chance that he would have played like earlier on in the recruitment season. But yeah, he's on the roster. He would have added to some catcher depth. What starting pitchers do you like? Okay, Puerto Rico. This is a big one. Okay, Javier Baez, Edwin Diaz, Kike Hernandez, Francisco Lindor, Martin Maldonado, MJ Melendez, Vimeo Machin, Jose Miranda, Henry Ramos, not Heliot Ramos, Manuel Rivera, Eddie Rosario, Neftali Soto, Christian Vasquez, and Nelson Velasquez. And by the way, the Edwin Diaz there, that is not the pitcher. He is I believe he's the shortstop. Is there anybody missing there other than Correa, obviously? And that's confirmed. No Correa. Okay, and then we have the pitchers. Okay, Stroman, Pagan, both Diaz brothers, which is nice. Jorge Lopez, Underwood Jr., Derek Rodriguez, Yaxiel Rios. Yeah, that's a solid team. That's a very solid team. I'm gonna need y'all to send in the comments if you see anybody that's missing, because I'm having a tough time thinking about the players that are not there when reading the lineups that are there, like the players that are there right now. So let's see. Okay. Morosi's talking about the designated pitcher pool. Oh, are we talking about Venezuela now? Talking about Acuna? Okay, they have it there. Ronald Acuna will participate in the World Baseball Classic for Venezuela. So the rumors are supposedly true. Oh, yep, and there it is. Ronald Acuna. Okay, Team Venezuela. Acuna, Altuve, Arraez, Miggy, Robinson Chirinos, Jonathan Daza, Eduardo Escobar, Andres Jimenez, David Peralta, Salvi, Rengifo, who could have played for Colombia but made the Venezuelan team, Miggy Rojas, Anthony Santander, Eugenio Suarez, and Gleyber Torres. That team is very, very solid. Okay, and then if you look at the pitchers, yeah, they're kind of raving about the pitching right now. Jose Alvarado, Luis Garcia, Pablo Lopez, Jesus Luzardo, Herman Marquez, Martin Perez, Eduardo Rodriguez, Ranger Suarez. We saw Jesus Luzardo already on there. Yeah. Loaizaga is he plays for Nicaragua. He's Nicaraguan. Venezuela's low key super strong. They are super underrated. Oh my gosh, why are they going so fast? It's already the Dominican Republic team. No way. And they're the betting favorites according to BetGM. Okay, here we go. Willie Adames, Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz, player and GM, Rafi Devers, Wander Franco, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, Elo Jimenez, Manny Machado, Ketel Marte, Francisco Mejia, Jeremy Pena, Julio Rodriguez, Gary Sanchez, Jean Segura, and Juan Soto. And then the pitching is just ridiculous too. Of course, there's a lot of names missing though. Brian Abreu, Sandy Alcantara, Ronel Blanco, Genesis Cabrera, Diego Castillo, Ronson Contreras, Cueto, Camilo Doval is there, awesome. Luis Garcia, Yimi Garcia, Christian Javier, Jose Leclerc, Rafael Montero, Hector Neris, Gregory Soto, Cesar Valdez, Carlos Estevez, Eniel de los Santos. And now they're talking with Sandy Alcantara. Okay. Is there no Class A? Is there no Class A? No! No! Emmanuel Clase is not there. One of the best pitchers in the league. One of the oh no, Starling Marte. Woo. Okay. Their team is still absolutely stacked. I'm just frustrated about that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Venezuela. Cunha Jr. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I need Japan versus USA. Yeah, Mexican team is great. No Class A. I just throw Doval out there. Yeah, Camilo Doval is going to be great. I mean, that's the thing about this Dominican team is even with all the guys that they're missing, they have so many studs on the pitching staff, so they'll be fine. Oh my gosh. No Class A. Oh my gosh. I'm joking about this, but Japan's like not gonna have Otani or Darvish at this rate, or no Yamamoto. Yeah. if I miss your comments, please just resend them because I definitely want to get to them all. It's just, why is Robinson Cano on the team? I mean, he's been on the team since the beginning of this whole WBC season, so they want him on the team, I guess. Yamamoto is coming to the Yamamoto is coming to MLB soon, so expect this to be his last WBC. I don't think so. Although we're gonna see if Kodai Senga is on the roster or not, on the designated pitcher list. He may be on that designated pitcher list, which would allow him to sub in during the tournament. Which there's up to 10 players on the designated pitcher list. Correct me if I'm wrong, Yaku Cosmopolitan, but that could be the case for him, unless he's like officially confirmed to not be on that additional list. It's like a taxi squad. You can sub in 2, I believe. It was either 1 or 2 players during the tournament. That's how that designated player pool works, and it's only for pitchers. Oh, wait, no J-Ram. Oh my gosh, why? No. There were rumors about this with his injury and with like getting approved for the WBC. Oh my gosh, he's not on the roster. That is brutal. Okay, let me read it again. I want to make sure. Wylie Adames, Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz, Devers, Franco, Guerrero, Hernandez, Eloy, Machado, Marte, Mejia, Pena, J-Rod, Gary, Shigeru Soto. Nope. Oh my gosh. That is so sad. I love J-Ram. He's one of my favorite players in baseball. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, that team is still unbelievably stacked. So if he's not playing second base, then you could have one of those other shortstops play. They have a lot of shortstops. Wylie Adames, Jeremy Pena, Wander Franco. So Wander could play second, and then Jeremy Pena could play short, or Wylie Adames could play short. So it's still insane. It's still an insane team, but it's just so frustrating. Wow. Okay, they're going with Japan next after the commercial break. Okay. Sammy Roby, what's up, dude? What is up? One of my friends from college, from Texas A&M. Gig 'em. How's it going, Sammy? There's no way. I think that's disappointing. Is Gary Sanchez going to find an MLB squad soon, or is this an audition for him? It could be an audition. Where's the NL? It's Netherlands. They haven't. They'll be announced when Pool A is announced. I know you love and try so hard to get them from you in fantasy baseball. Yeah, I have J Ram in fantasy baseball. Oh, I can't believe he's not going to play. That sucks. That sucks. Toro is not in Canada. Yeah, he is. I think he is, right? Yeah, Abraham Toro is there. Abraham Toro is on the roster for Canada. So he'll definitely be starting for them. What other country got more robbed than DR? Like, what is this? Yeah, that sucks. I wonder what the reason was. I did not hear anything official as to why he's not on the roster. That's going to be, people are going to be so upset. I remember talking with some Dominican fans before, or during last MLB season, and they said of all the Dominican players, he is kind of the consensus at the time was the consensus best Dominican player in baseball. So that's a massive loss. Is Andres Munoz not pitching for Mexico? No, he's not. He had an injury and was not able to play, like injury last year, and the Mariners didn't let him play because he was able to. He was under the like parameters of being able to be blocked for injury. So Japan is coming, and no Ramon Urias or Luis Gonzalez. Oh no, no Luis Gonzalez either for Mexico. Also, I'm so sorry if you're replying to my tweets right now. I'm not going to see them right now because I'm focused on the comments and then like the graphics or the tweets. Kind of underwhelming. No, I like Dominican Republic's team. Okay. If there's a journey where the world will learn about Murakami the God, yeah, this is gonna be it. He literally has Kami in his name. Yep, which means God in Japanese. Exactly. Dude, I wish Freddie Peralta was playing for DR. Me too. Their pitching rotation was looking so good. It was gonna be Sandy Alcantara, Framber Valdez, Luis Castillo, Luis Severino, Christian Javier, Freddie Peralta. They were so deep. They still are looking really good, but that is brutal for their starting rotation. This is so disappointing. It's disappointing, but I think after today, we can just forget about the players that aren't playing and just focus on the actual tournament that's happening. And honestly, I think everybody's gonna be super excited like in the next day or two. I think once you forget about the players that aren't playing and just kind of move on, which sucks that we have to just move on from that. But these are still, I don't remember who said it in the comments. This is still the absolute best WBC top to bottom we've ever had, like way more stacked than in previous WBCs, all the teams. How do you think no JRAM affects your ranking of DR versus USA? Honestly, yeah, honestly, we'll see. Right now, I had in my last power rankings, I had DR at number 1 and USA at number 2 in my power rankings. So might have to switch those, swap them. Okay, Japan's coming up. No Duran either? Yeah, you're right. Okay. So Japan, let's see if there's any surprises. I don't believe so. Shota Imanaga, Yuki Matsui, Hiroya Miyagi, Keiji Takahashi, Yu Darvish, Hiromi Ito, Ryoji Kuribayashi. I hope I said that right as well. Shohei Ohtani, Taisei Ota, Roki Sasaki. No, I missed it. Shosei Togo, Hiroto Takahashi, Yuki Udegawa, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and Atsuki Yuasa. No Senga there. No surprises from what we knew. They're not going to show. I don't know if they're going to show the designated pitcher pool. But Senga's not. He's not on the roster for like on the official roster. But they haven't shown the offense yet. Okay, here we go. Sosuke Genda, Takuya Kai, Kensuke Kondo, Shugomaki, Munetaka Murakami, Yuhei Nakamura, Takuma Nakano, Lars Nootbaar. Why is it so fast? No, I missed it. Shohei Ohtani. Coop, can you go back real quick and so that I can get a screen shot of that? Maybe. Is that possible? Or maybe someone's gonna. Oh no, you got it. Okay. Okay, Masataka Yoshida, Hotaka Yamakawa, Tetsuro Yamada, Seiya Suzuki, Ukyo Shuto, Takuma Oshiro, Kazuma Okamoto, and Shohei Ohtani. Yaku Cosmopolitan, did you see any surprises there? I think that's what we knew, right? Japan. Utagawa's gonna rock this WBC. I think so as well. I don't know a ton about him, but from what I have heard and the numbers that I've seen of him, he's lights out. Yuki Utagawa. Yeah, Yuki Utagawa, from what I understand, it was a kind of a surprise that he made the roster because he's so young. I don't know how old he is. If you are still in here, oh yeah, Yakub Cosmopolitan set it up there. He said he's elite. Everything is the same. The land of the rising fastball. Yeah, born in 1998, so pretty young. Yeah, gosh, I remember looking at his stats. It's insane. Over 19 games in 2022 for the Oryx Buffaloes, 0.81 ERA. Crazy. Oh, I missed Korea's offense. No. Okay. Other notable players. Why did they do it like that? Other notable players in Pool B. Huh. Instead of doing it just their lineup. That's odd. Excited to see Roki Sasaki play MLB players, face MLB players. Yeah, I know you've been trying to pick him up on our fantasy league. Jung-Hoo Lee is there, yes. Team Korea. Okay. Kind of good. Yep, Cuba's coming up soon. Okay. Do you think you? Let's get to Korea so that we can read theirs. Korea. Korea. Okay. Okay. There's Korea's. Okay. Looking at Korea's roster, Jong Choi, Ji Hoon Choi, Tommy Edman, Bae Ko Kang, Hasan Kim, Hye Sung Kim, Hyun Soo Kim, Ji Young Lee, Jung Hoo Lee, Sung Bum Na, Ji Hwan Oh, Byung Ho Park, Heyman Park, Kunwoo Park, Uji Yang. I'm trying to think if there's anybody missing from that roster. Big names like Tommy Edmund, Sung Bum Na, Song Kim, Jung Choi, Jung Hoo Lee. I think I already said that. Yeah. And then we look at the pitchers. We got for Korea, Woo Suk Go, Bing Guak, Cheo Won Jeong. I hope I'm pronouncing these right. I think I am for the most part. Woo Young Jung, Kwang Hyun Kim, Won Jung Kim, Yun Sik Kim, Young Pyo Ko, Chung Mo Koo, Iu Li Lee, or Lee Iu Lee, Young Chen Lee, Si Woong Park, Hyung Jun So, Tyen Wan, and then Hyun John Yang. Let me look at at their roster. This was already announced as well, so this was kind of confirmed already previously. Doesn't look like there's any differences from what I'm seeing. Ketel Marte there for Dominican Republic. Yes, he is. So Ketel Marte is also an infielder. Okay, sorry. I'm going to go back to the comments for a second. Cuba handles Netherlands, and Robert and Moncada hit the way White Sox fans have wanted to. I think they could make it to Miami. Yeah, I think so too. Cuba can hit their way out of the tournament, and their bullpen's very good. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cuba dugout, but I think they can hit their way out of, not out of the tournament, out of the pool. I think they can hit their way out of Pool A. It's going to be harder when they have to face some of the better teams in like the quarterfinals and semifinals. Do you think Despaigne will have a good WBC? I hope so. He always has great WBCs. Yeah, I agree. They showed Jose Abreu on the graphic before the commercial. He is out. I don't know why they did that. Despaigne. Well, actually, we don't know. I would assume he's out, but we won't know until next 5 minutes. Nope, no Rob Ref Snyder. Okay, here we go. Cuba. Time for Cuba. Cuba. Luis Robert is on the screen. Cuba dugout. Can you please help me with this? I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing it right. I've gotten conflicting messages from different reporters. Is it Luis Robert or is it Robert? Like I think that's how you pronounce it, Robert or Robert, or is it Robert? What does he prefer to go by? There's no right way. I've heard neither. Okay. Roster notables: Luis Robert, Robert, Rober, yeah, Rober, Yohan Moncada, Rones Elias. Those are the roster notables according to MLB Network. It's Robert, says Ignacio Suarez Infante. Robert is how it's pronounced. See, like I've always said Robert with a rolling R. Oh, with a rolling R, like Robert. "33 Cuban-born major leaguers in 2022. How many did they say are in this tournament? Only 2. Yeah. Is there only 2 active major leaguers? Cuba dugout, how many active major leaguers are there? I don't know because some of the players that were major leaguers last year have either gone to NPB or are free agents or are in the minors. For those that don't know, Cuba, the Cuban team is able to have US players on their roster. Okay, here we go. Aruba Reina, Cespedes Despagne, Yadier Drake. Drake's really cool. Garcia, Yurisbo Gracial. Oh my gosh, it goes so fast. There are the pictures. 1 second. Let me see if I can get the screenshots so that I can read them afterwards. Coop, can you get the offense back up there? Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. You're the best. Everybody say hi to producer Coop. Cuba. Yeah, Robert, Moncada, Elias Bolaños, and Ibanez was optioned to AAA. No Sir Anthony Dominguez. Oh my gosh. For Dominican Republic. Yoenis Cespedes. Okay. So offense, we have Aruba Reina, Cespedes, Despagne, Drake, Garcia, Yorisbel Gracial, Joaquis Guiber, I believe, Andy Ibanez, Ariel Martinez, Luis Mateo, Yohan Moncada, Yadiel Mujica, Andres Perez, Lorenzo Quintana, Luis Robert, and Roel Santos. For the pitchers, we got Naco Cruz, Ronas Elias, Onelki Garcia, Livan Moinelo, Yoenis Sierra, Frank Alvarez, Ronald Bolaños, Elian Leyva, Rydel Martinez, Eudis Reyes, Jose Rodriguez, Yariel Rodriguez, Miguel Romero, and Carlos Vieira. Any surprises, Cuba dugout? Now, a bunch of those guys did sign MLB deals at one point. Yeah, a lot of them are former MLB players or affiliated players. For the first time in the WBC's history, there are MLB players currently playing for Team Cuba. They passed a license for that, and both sides, the U.S. and the Cuban Federation, somehow came to a decision after years that they'd actually allow that to happen. So Netherlands looks like they're up next after a commercial break. No, there's the roster they had revealed a few weeks back. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, no surprises. Whoo, people are not happy about the Dominican Republic team. Oh, I can't believe Yoenis Cespedes is playing. That is going to be so much fun. That is going to be so much fun. I don't know. Did they not show Australia, Czech Republic, or China? Are they just going to skip it? Or are they going to go over them later? Or just post them later on? I don't know. Just sucks that Yoelqui Cespedes couldn't be there, but he left while representing Cuba. Yep. So for those that don't know, if you leave Cuba while representing Cuba, or leave while representing the Cuban national team, you will not be invited back to play for Cuba. Not a fan of them skipping Israel, Nicaragua, GB, and Colombia. Yeah, I hope they didn't skip them all together. It's kind of looking like they did. I don't know. We'll see. If they don't show Great Britain, I will riot. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you have a show if you're not going to show all 20. So maybe they still will. Even in passing, I just need, I mean, I would hope they show all 20 rosters. Which is kind of the whole point of my page is this we can actually cover all 20 rather than just like Team USA. No Framber, Castillo, Peralta, Montas, Severino, no Marte, no Clase, Duran, no Sir Anthony Dominguez. I didn't see that one. So no Manuel Clase, Johan Duran, and Sir Anthony Dominguez. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is not looking good for Dominican Republic. Again, still an absolutely like dominant team in the WBC, but I don't know if I have them number one anymore. J-Ram is a massive, massive loss to that lineup. And the three, okay, so I've been saying if they don't have the starting pitching of Framber, Castillo, Luis Castillo, Luis Severino, Freddie Peralta, Frankie Montas, if they don't have them, I've been saying that their bullpen can still carry them, but without Duran, Sir Anthony Dominguez, and Clase, that is a big loss too. Wow. I don't know. Pool D just became so interesting to me. Brian Abreu. Okay, Brian Abreu's very good. Camilo Doval will be their closer most likely. Who else? Jose Leclerc, Rafael Montero is very good. Hector Neris. They have all the Astros guys. Cesar Valdez, Gregory Soto's good. Diego Castillo. Would you say PR has the best bullpen now? Maybe. PR has a very solid bullpen. Also, the US has a really good bullpen. But I don't know. Japan is up there too. They're going to talk about Netherlands, or at least hopefully they talk about Netherlands. They're showing Xander Bogaerts, so that is a good sign that he's on the roster. Okay, World Baseball Classic history. In 2006, they went 1-2, eliminated in the first round in the Kingdom of the Netherlands. 2009, it was the quarterfinals, and they've taken away the screen. Okay. Here is the roster. Vladimir Valentin, Roger Bernardina, Bogarts, Ray Patrick Ditter, Didi Gregorius, the Palacios brothers, Jurgen Profar, Jonathan Scope, Charlon Scope, Andrelton Simmons, Chadwick Tromp. Okay, now the pitching. Do we have the guys we want there? Derek West is there. Sharon Martis. Tom DeBlock, that's good. Lars Hoyer, Jared Jurens, Pedro Strop. I did not see. No Albies, no. That was kind of confirmed though because he was hurt last year, so he couldn't play. I'm looking for Sam Roberts. That's who I'm looking for. Is he not there? No, he's not. Nope. Sam Roberts is not there. Sam Roberts is from the Netherlands. He's born in the Netherlands. He is in the Blue Jays organization, one of the top pitchers in their organization. I wanted him to play so bad, but he's not on the roster. He's one of their top prospects. They don't want him to play, I'm sure. Oh, is Cedane Rafaela not there? No. Rafaela is in? No, he's not. Nope, Cedane Rafaela is not there. He is out. Why is he out? Why? Cedane Rafaela is not there. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, I was so excited to see Rafaela there. He's one of the top prospects in all of baseball. One of the top Red Sox prospects. He plays center field, shortstop. I was really excited to see him. This kind of be a showcase for him, but alas, we will not see that. Yeah, he was with them in the training camp with them in the fall, in Curacao, right? Yeah. Could you imagine Rafaela and Drew Jones? Yeah, the future of the Netherlands looks pretty good if he was to play. Notable players. Okay, they're doing the notable players thing again. Chinese with Taiwan, Cuba, Italy, and Panama. Vinny Pasquantino. Okay, the notable players listed for Italy: Matt Festa, David Fletcher, Nicky Lopez, Vinny Pasquantino. Okay, there we go. Here's the Italian roster. Sal Frelick is there. Robel Garcia. I didn't know that. Nicky Lopez, Ben DeLuzio, Fletcher Brothers, Mastroboni, Pasquantino. And the pitchers, we have so many of them. La Sorsa. Okay, any surprises? Thiago de Silva, Biagini, Matt Festa, Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey is pitching for Italy. Jeffrey Passantino, if you shorten that, that's Jeff Passan. Mitchell Stumpo. I had heard rumors about Matt Harvey pitching for Italy. I didn't know it was confirmed or hadn't been confirmed. Here is Panama. Arouse, Bethencourt, Caballero, Cordoba, Ivan Herrera. That's a good one. That'll be their catcher. Ruben Tejada, Rodrigo Orozco, Yadio Santa Maria. And then their pitchers for Panama. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to read as many of these as I can. They're just going so fast and not even showing the whole team. For the pitchers, Paulo Espino, Jamie Barria, Justin Lawrence, Humberto Mejia, Andy Otero, Carlos Luna. Okay. Old school Italian guy. Italy doesn't look scary. They don't look that scary. I don't know. I'm going to need to look at their roster again. Let's look at Italy. Italy, 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 Italy. Okay. Okay. Italy, we got Ben DeLuzio, David Fletcher, Dominic Fletcher, Sal Frelick, Vito Frisia, Robo Garcia, Nicky Lopez, Miles Mastrobuoni, Alberto Mineo, Dominic Miroglio. I don't know who that is. Vinny Pasquantino, Brett Sullivan, and John Valente. Don't think there are any surprises there. Anybody that we're missing? And then pitchers. Whew, there's a lot of pitchers for Italy. Vincenzo Aioli, Glenn Albanese. Oh, these are going to be hard names. Alex Pisani, Joseph Biagini, Matteo Bocci, Ryan Castellani, Thiago da Silva. He's from Brazil. There was a possibility he played for the Brazilian team if um, they qualified. Nicolas Fanti, Alessandro Ercolani, Matt Festa. That's a big one. Matt Harvey. That's crazy. I did not realize he'd be on the team. Joe Gaviglio, Sam Gaviglio, Joseph Lasorsa, Braxton Lorenzini, Joseph Marciano. Oh, Joe Marciano. Yep. Vinny Nitoli, Brian Marconi, Neil Palante. Is that his other name? Jeffrey Passantino, Nicolo Pinazzi, Claudio Scotti, Mitchell Stumpo, Vincent Timpanelli, Michelle Vesalotti, and Stephen Woods. No Profar. No Jurickson Profar. Nope. No. Oh, no. No Jurickson Profar. Nope. Had to stop by to sub up. Cute. Thank you, John. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. No Edmundo Sosa. Edmundo Sosa. Oh, I'm so ready to stop saying no. Like who's not in. I'm so ready to just talk about the players that are in. Brandon Nimmo was supposed to also, I think he was, and then confirmed that he wasn't going to a couple days ago. He's just staying in spring training. Man. Okay. Who have I not read? Who do we want to see? Netherlands. Let me know what y'all want to see or what y'all want to talk about because they're just going through these teams so fast. I might just have to. I might not be able to cover all of them right now. We can go over them afterwards, maybe. Of the Netherlands, Kingdom of the Netherlands. I think they just showed a. Oh my gosh, they just showed a promo of JRAM when they were showing Team Dominican Republic. That's brutal. He's not going to be there. Odds to win. DR is number 1. I think it's flipped now. US, Japan. Pool D is the toughest pool according to MLB Network. I didn't even see Kenley. Yeah, Kenley's not there. He'll probably be on the designated pitcher list. Yeah, Andre Palante. That's the one I was wondering about. There's a different Palante on there, but is Andre Palante not on there? Alfredo Despaigne. Sarah Lang has just quoted my tweet, said Alfredo Despaigne is the WBC's all-time home run leader with 7. That is true. Classic Kenley did the same. He did, yeah. So from what I've heard, Kenley Jansen, if he's going to pitch, it's going to be later on in the tournament. It won't be now if he pitches at all. Rob Bradford tweeted that out. He's not gonna pitch in the first 2 rounds in Japan and Korea. If they make it to Miami, then he's going to consider it apparently, but even then, it's not confirmed one way or another. JP Morosi said he thinks DR is going to finish first in the Pool D and Venezuela is going to finish second. Puerto Rican fans are not going to be happy about that. God, there's so much power in that DR lineup still. They're still showing JRAM. They're still showing JRAM in the promo videos that they made. Watch, he's going to come up right after Vlad. He's right there. Wow. So they didn't expect it either. No Neil Cruz either for DR for some reason. Yeah, I mean, he would have been like the fourth best shortstop at that point. So I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to either the team or he wanted to stay in spring training. Are we going to get Colombia, Nicaragua, etc.? I hope so. I hope they show every team. I don't know why they're not. Andre is his middle name. Neil Andre Palante is his full name. Okay, that's good news. I didn't think there was another player with the last name Palante that was on the roster. So if that Neil Andre Palante. Yes. Jock Peterson is playing for Team Israel, they say. Italy. Neil Andre Palante is his full name. He's in for Italy. Okay. Assuming, yeah, that looks right. Okay. Jock is in. Oh, okay, there we go. We're looking at some Israel. Alex Dickerson, Zach Geloff, Jacob Goldfarb, Spencer Horowitz, Ty Kelly, Ryan Lavarnway, Asaf Loengart, Noah Menlinger, Matt Mervis, big prospect, Jock Peterson, Garrett Stubbs, Danny Valenci, and Michael Wolanski. So, Alex Dickerson. I didn't even, when I read that, I didn't even that didn't connect. Oh, where's the, okay, there we go, the pitching. Richard Blyer. Okay, Israel's pitching. Richard Blyer, Jake Fishman, Colton Gordon, Jake Kalish. I'm going to have to go back because they're showing Nicaragua's now. Carlos Rodriguez is in. He's one of the top pitching prospects in the Brewers organization. Erasmo Ramirez, Jonathan Loizaga, JC Ramirez. Who else is notable there? Leonardo Crawford, Carlos Teller, Joaquin Acuna, Fidencio. It's gone. I didn't realize it was going to go this fast. This whole show. That's okay. Alex Blandino is there. Chesler Coltbert, Sandy Bermudez. Okay, Nicaragua's roster: Benjamin Alegria, Isaac Bernard, Sandy Bermudez, Alex Blandino, Rodolfo Bone, Dwight Britton, Chesler Cuthbert, Brendan Layton, Ivan Marin, Elian Miranda, Juan Diego Montes, Melvin Novoa, Milicar Perez, Norlando Valle, and Williams Vasquez. Jake Arrieta said a few months back that Italy asked him to play, didn't seem to be keen. and it seems he's out now. Italy asked him because I know that Puerto Rico asked him, and he said that he was considering playing for Italy. Yeah, Dickerson's a big surprise, and Matt Harvey's a big surprise. Loaizaga in for Nicaragua. Dean Kramer is a massive get for Israel. Nicaragua's pitching. We have Leonardo Crawford, Carlos Teller, Joaquin Acuna, Fidencio Flores, Kevin Gadea. They're showing, talking about Freddie Freeman. Osman Gutierrez, Duque Hebert, Jonathan Loaizaga, Ronald Medrano, Erasmo Ramirez, Juan Carlos Ramirez, JC Ramirez, Roniel Raudes, Carlos Rodriguez, Junior Tejas, and Rodney. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Theophile. Hello, the husk of Jake Arrieta. Just let the Italian leaguers cook at that point. Oh, what's up, Raul? How's it going, man? So Raul Shaw is in the chat. He played with Great Britain in the WBC qualifiers. He made an absolutely clutch play at second base. Correct me if I'm wrong. This was the last game. This was the clinching game to take y'all to qualify for the WBC. But he's a great guy. Go follow him on Twitter and his other socials. Yep, it was the last game. He came in. He was a substitution. He came in at second base with 2 outs and made an incredible play at second base to save the game. Help them qualify for the WBC. That game was so much fun. If you haven't seen that game, it was Spain versus Great Britain, the last game for Great Britain to qualify for the WBC. Definitely go watch it on YouTube. They have it there streaming to like stream like a rerun. So go watch it for sure. Raul, they haven't shown Team GB yet on the show yet. Yeah, no Pilar for Israel. That one, that's a big loss. That one was kind of, I guess, confirmed earlier today. That's a big loss. But they got Dickerson. Oh no! You're on the roster. I didn't know that. Okay. Oh man. I don't think you guys will be playing either. That's all right. Raul, are you still playing for the? I believe it was the Blue Crabs. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Juan Carlos Ramirez is JC Ramirez. I think the final 8 is US, Mexico, Japan, Korea, Netherlands, Cuba, DR, Venezuela. I will likely be in the same league with different team. Okay, cool. Oh, I sure wish we knew what GB was doing. We'll find out hopefully in a couple minutes. And might even have a guest on from Team GB. I wish too. We found out the night before via email. Yeah. I know it's been kind of chaotic. Do you know if Raul? Do you know if Harry Ford's on the team? Every indication has shown he's on the team, but it wasn't confirmed yet. I love seeing the prospects play. See them play before, like in this like a showcase for them before they actually make the majors. Was the last team I posted. Kingdom of the Netherlands, Italy, Cuba. He has to be, but I have not talked to him. But there is a very slim chance he is not. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, hello. You have to be. Can you not? But there is a very slim chance he is not. Yeah, that's what I thought. Can y'all hear me? Oh, hello. Sounds like there's an echo. Yeah. Can you not? There is a very slim chance he is not. Yeah, that's what I thought. Can y'all hear me? Oh, hello. Sounds like there's an echo. Cool. Oh, there is an echo. Audio is repeating. Yeah. Doesn't sound like it is now to me. I don't know if it still is. If it's still, let me know if it's good or not. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Eduardo Yepes, hello. What's up, Eduardo? How are you doing? Awesome. Eduardo is one of my friends on Twitter as well. Also, Venezuelan. He covers Venezuelan baseball. I believe in the Venezuelan Winter League. You said you work for one of the teams. I got some dude on this GB that can make this GB team. We can make some noise. Yeah, I'm excited for GB's roster. Do you think GB will be revealed last? What is the order? Honestly, I don't know. They're not even showing every team's full roster. It seems like they've or if they are, they're kind of showing them out of order. So I don't really know what the method is to showing them right now. I'm just kind of trying to screenshot and like cover all of them once they come up. Since Vance Worley is somehow eligible for GB, I wonder if they could get Dylan Unsworth from South Africa since they used to be a colony. That's a good question. I actually don't know what the citizenship laws are for South Africans to be eligible for British citizenship. I know it's specific for Indian citizens and Bahamian and Americans. There's different citizenship laws depending on when you were born and when your parents were born. I don't know what it is for South Africa. Vance Worley might take the cake for the most hula hoop eligibility in the WBC. I have 3 former teammates from Israel. I have 3 former teammates from Israel: Jacob Goldfarb, Michael Welansky, and Alex Katz. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know you played with them. That's really cool. I spoke with Alex Katz recently on Twitter about playing in the WBC. Man, I'm bummed that Jerkson, Profar, and Rafaela are not playing for Netherlands. I was excited to see them play. Okay, let me post Panama. Let me post Israel and Nicaragua. Do y'all have any questions? Anything that y'all want to talk about while we're waiting? They're currently interviewing Freddie Freeman. He's talking about playing for Canada. Panama and Panama. Big family guy. Vance Worley is also one of the nicest guys you can talk to. Maybe I can reach out to him and see if he'd come on the podcast. Raul, you should come on the podcast sometime. I just started a podcast. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that would be a ton of fun. Raul has a really cool story. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. This is your life, not mine. But I believe Raul is the first Indian player of Indian descent to play in the WBC. I'm not in the WBC. I apologize. Not to play in WBC qualifiers. Playing for the British team. Biggest positive surprise, Matt Harvey. I think so too. Italy has so many Italian eligible players, American Italian players that could have been on the Italian roster, because Italian citizenship is very loose, and it's kind of, as long as you have someone in your family that was Italian, at one point you can pretty much apply for Italian citizenship. So a lot of guys are eligible. None of the top guys that are eligible are playing. But Matt Harvey's a big get. They didn't have many starting pitchers, really. So Raul Shah said, yes, in the WBC qualifiers. Yeah, first Indian player of Indian descent ever in the WBC qualifiers, which is the coolest thing ever. I was born in London, hence why I qualified. Yep. I remember Raul when I was like first looking into like who was eligible for every team, kind of just like scouring the internet. I found you, and we hadn't talked at all, but it was really cool to see that you were eligible because you were born there, and that you might be on the WBC qualifiers team. Thoughts on Israel's roster? Pitching seems deep in the bullpen. Kramer plus 2 AAA starters could be good. Batting core has lots of experience and a good blend of power, speed, and elite talent. Yeah, I really like Matt Mervis. I think he's a great addition for them. He's going to absolutely mash. Let me see if I can pull up their roster really quick. Italy, Israel. Where's Israel? I saved Israel, I believe. Yeah, Israel. Okay. Alex Dickerson, Zach Geloff, I think it's Geloff. Zach Geloff and Matt Mervis are two very high-end prospects. Geloff with the A's and Matt Mervis with the Cubs. They're both going to be in the infield. I think those are going to be great guys in the lineup for Israel. Jock Peterson, maybe the best bat in the lineup, probably. Garrett Stubbs is going to be awesome. Danny Valencia, who's played for Israel in the past. Ryan Lavarnway. Yeah, I really like that roster. I think that's a very solid team. Israel's pitching: Richard Blyer, Jake Fishman, Rob Kaminsky, Alex Katz, who Raul said he played with. Shlomo Lipitz is on the team. I didn't see that. He played in Tokyo. Wow, I didn't know he actually made the roster. Dean Kramer, Jake Bird, Bubby Rossman, Jacob Steinmetz, who is a prospect in the D-backs organization. He's pretty good. He's very young. Robert Stock, from what I understand, and Josh Wolf, who's a prospect in the Guardians organization. He was part of the trade for Lindor from the Mets to the Guardians, who were, I believe, Indians at the time. But he was traded. He was part of that trade, the return for Francisco Lindor. So they're in the same pool, Israel and Puerto Rico. That would be a ton of fun to see that matchup. Robert Stock, Josh Wolf, Joey Wagman. Yeah, Shlomo. Yeah, he made the team. Looks like it. Looks like Stassi missed out for Italy. Means he's doing spring training work. Oh, is he not on the roster? I missed that. Yep. You're right. Italy. Oh, that's brutal. Stassi was a big upgrade for them in that lineup when he had said he was going to play. That's tough. That's tough. So Italy, instead of hold on. Italy, instead of Max Stassi at catcher, they will have Brett Sullivan's can start, or I believe Vito Frisia is also a catcher. South African UK dual citizenship is difficult to get. Your parent or grandparent must have been born in North Rhodesia before 1966, I believe. Not South Africa proper. Okay, Shlomo, Dean, and Asaf, the players that were Israeli citizens before the Olympics. So those are the three that are on this team that were Israeli citizens before the Olympics. Those are the three. I knew Shlomo and Dean were, and okay, Asaf, yeah, that makes sense. You think the next tournament expands, or do you think the qualifying teams would have to play the qualifiers again? I don't know. It depends on what they want to do in the next WBC. I could see them expanding to 24, maybe. They just expanded to 20 though this year, so I wouldn't be surprised if they kept it at 20 for a couple tournaments, but we'll see. I think they could easily find 4 more teams. Brazil, maybe South Africa, Spain could probably easily qualify. or have a chance to. Germany, New Zealand. So I think they could find 4 more teams. But if not, then my guess is that they would have maybe the bottom 4, maybe the bottom team in each pool would have to requalify. They already said the last teams in groups will go to the qualifiers. Okay, gotcha. Eduardo said that they've already confirmed that the last team in every pool will have to requalify. So for a lot of the teams, I feel like that qualified for the first time, it would be big for them to not end last, so that they didn't have to requalify. But Brazil, let's see, Brazil should be in the WBC, not Czech Republic. Yeah, I mean, I like Brazil's team a lot, and I was really rooting for them. But Czech Republic deserved it. They killed it. They're going to have Eric Sogard on the team. As Halos fans here in the UK, we've been lucky to have Deshaun, Roth, etc. in the roster. This is from Angels in the UK. I love that name. Hoping we still get some Halos representation for GB. Deshaun Knowles is a really good prospect. He's I remember he was like top 10 in the Angels organization maybe 2 years ago. In 2021, I believe he was like 8th in the Angels organization. He was indeed, yes. That's what I thought. Kelly, Asaf, Valencia, Lavarnway, Wagman, Katz, Fishman, Lippitz, and Weiss were all on the Olympic teams, so are all citizens now. Mark DeRosa is on the screen with his USA hoodie. I really like Mark DeRosa as the manager. It seems like the players really like him. And in this kind of tournament, you want a players manager. I think there's only 7 games at most. You want a guy that can, like a glue guy that'll bring everybody together. Yeah, he's all about culture. He's all about the culture in the clubhouse. I love that. Well, if GB can finally get Dylan Unsworth or Justin Erasmus to be eligible for them, they should definitely try. He said it's always been about the players, talking about all the players on Team USA. Fun fact, GB has Trevor Bauer on their preliminary roster. Yeah, I can confirm that. That was, yeah. He's not going to be on the team. No, there's no way. But I think he was on the 50-man. Yeah, Raul has the inside scoop. I had no idea he was eligible for GB until I heard that it was possible that he'd be on the preliminary roster. But yeah, imagine Bauer revenge tour in the WBC. Yeah, that was shocking to me. Trace Thompson, assuming he's on the team, I don't know if I haven't seen the official roster, but they said he was going to play a couple days ago, or at least was on the roster. Trace Thompson, it would be, is going to be a massive help in the outfield, he's rock solid. Yeah, Jack Leiter, I heard he was as well because Al Leiter is eligible for British citizenship. So I heard that Jack Leiter might be able to as well. That would have been cool. That would have been really cool. Raul, how is it? How was your experience with just like the mixing of so many different cultures under the British team? Because it's not all British-born players, obviously. There are definitely some, and there's a couple U.S.-born players. There's Bahamians, um, and then like Vance Worley, different players from just like so many different backgrounds. What kind of team chemistry? What did it look like in the clubhouse? I guess for that week of World Baseball Classic qualifiers, because it looks like from what I saw, Drew Spencer is a great guy. Seems like everybody really loves him and just like knows how to draw people together. So it seemed like y'all really connected. Yeah, can you imagine Trevor Bauer and Aroldis Chapman? Oh man, that would have been brutal. It's a very Americanized Bahamian team, but some of the older guys did a good job of trying to generate British pride. We would joke about that. Yeah, yeah. I bet there was an interesting balance of trying to still um, keep that British pride while a lot of the players were Bahamian and American. Say about 5 of us were born in England. How long did you live in England? Wasn't very long. I believe it was a few years. I'm trying to remember what your story was. I listened to your podcast with Bat Flips and Nerds when you went on there. I think they should separate the Bahamas. Bahamas could compete separately. 3 years. Okay, yeah. I think the Venezuela, PR, DR games are going to be electric. All are very good this year. Yeah, that whole pool is incredible. But those games are going to be some of the best in the tournament. Miami is going to be electric. Will be interesting to see how the Bahamas goes in the future if lots of GB squad go over to a fully established Bahamian roster. If so, the same way that could happen if the Bahamas were to kind of make their own team, the Netherlands is kind of going to fall under that same issue. I guess if it's an issue, it's good for Bahamian baseball, but with the Netherlands, with Curacao, they have a lot of the Kingdom of the Netherlands team is from Curacao, so they're trying to compete separately as well in the next WBC, I believe. What's up, Ryan? Thank you so much for tuning in. If y'all haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to continue posting stuff like this and going live. Subscribe, like, share. If you go to my Twitter, it's at Sean_Spradling. I should have it in I believe it might be in the bio. Yeah, at Sean_Spradling, and my TikTok is just at Sean Spradling. Post WBC content there as well, and international baseball content. I played rugby in the Bahamas before. Would love to see them continue the growth of their baseball culture and program. I have many friends down there. That's awesome. Curacao just played in in the Caribbean Series and did a great job. Yeah, they honestly, I would not be surprised if they competed separately than the Kingdom. That'd be a pretty big hit for the Netherlands team, though. Gosh, Japan looks so good. Team Japan looks so good. I'm not surprised. Japan is the most successful team in WBC history. They've won the tournament twice. They're the only team to do that, both in 2006 and 2009. They're the most successful team in WBC history. And yet, even with that, a lot of people, I think the consensus in Japan is that this is still their best Samurai Japan team they've ever had in the WBC. So if they've won twice and this is their strongest, there is no doubt in my mind that they can win this year. loses a game before the semis. I don't think so. The only team that I could see them losing to in the pool play is Korea. If Korea has a strong game, Korea has a very strong lineup. They got a lot of power and some good pitchers. They'll probably pitch their best pitcher against. I mean, Kwon Hyun Kim could pitch against Japan. Don't like the idea of the sons of slaves playing for the country that enslaved their ancestors that should play for their own country. Cuba looks weak, in my opinion. I mean, Cuba has some MLB players or affiliated players to add to their national, to the players that play in Cuba. And the biggest additions, I would say, other than the MLB guys, are the bullpen pieces. Cuba dugout can back me up. The NPB Cuban relief pitchers are insane. Moinello and Martinez and Ramirez, I believe. I forgot his name. All three of them ridiculous. All of them hover around a 1 ERA. Some of the most dominant closers and just relief pitchers in all of Japan. That's why the Nootbaar move surprised me. I get it. He is an up and coming MLBer, but that doesn't mean he is auto superior to their other options. Yeah, I agree with that. I was a little surprised, but if you like go to Japanese sources, they're really excited to have Lars Nootbaar, and I think Lars Nootbaar is going to have a breakout season this year. If you look at his Baseball Savant Statcast page, he's like a Statcast darling. It's all red just across the Baseball Savant page, so I think he's definitely due for a breakout. He had a very solid season last year in MLB. But and NPB does have very good outfielders as well, but Nootbaar is, I don't know. He's going to be their starting center fielder, and center field was one of their weak spots, I think, from what I understand, for Samurai Japan. They didn't really know who was going to start in center field, and so Nootbaar kind of made sense. Initially, people thought it was going to be Stephen Kwan, but Nootbaar is playing. He's, for those that don't know, Lars Nootbaar is going to be the first American-born player on the Japanese team. He's going to be the first player not born in Japan or not a Japanese citizen to play for Samurai Japan. Japan's starting rotation. What's up, Odell? Yeah, Japan's starting rotation is the best in the WBC. It's ridiculous. Their starting rotation can consist of something of Otani, Yu Darvish, Yamamoto, and Roki Sasaki. And that's just the righties. All right, well, so I'm out. Good luck on your date. Keep up the great work, man. Looking forward to seeing you continue to gain popularity. Thank you, Raul. I really appreciate your support. We'll connect for sure again. Maybe do some collabs or something. Really excited to continue to see you grow. I know that your baseball journey has been awesome. So really rooting for you to continue in that journey. Have a good night. Q is going to eliminate Korea in quarterfinals. Maybe Kwon can play next time. I don't think that Kwon is eligible after all. Seems like because he didn't have a passport and he was not technically eligible for Japanese citizenship, that he can't play for Team Japan. I'm back. Did they announce all the teams? I don't know. Y'all, did we miss any teams? Has there been any teams? They haven't announced Great Britain, and they haven't announced... Who else have they not announced? I think they announced most of them. Colombia, they have not announced. They say his mom was born there. No, I believe it was his grandparents. Tommy Edman, his mother is born in Korea, and Lars Nootbaar, his mom is born in Japan. With Kwon, it was his grandparents. Yeah, China and Taiwan, we have not seen. Australia, we have not seen. Thank you. And the Czechs. Yep, we have not seen Czech Republic yet. So we still are waiting for a couple of the teams. If they announce them at all, I don't know if they will. No JRM or Class A, extremely disappointing. Two of my favorite players. I agree, man. I was bummed out about that. JRM is a massive loss. So is Class A. Camilo Doval will probably be their closer now, or like Brian Abreu. Wouldn't be surprised. I would love Brazil to qualify next time. Big for the Brazilian Japanese people on both sides of the Pacific, but they played some head bleep baseball in the qualifiers. Yep. I loved Team Brazil. I really thought they were going to qualify, but they did not play well. Brazil could have guys like Jan Gomes. He was probably going to be their captain. He said he'd play if they qualified. Same with Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette sent like one of his bats to the qualifier, the team that played in the qualifiers. Even Dante Bichette Jr. was going to play in the WBC if they made it. He didn't play in qualifiers though. So yeah, that was a really big bummer. Let's see. For those that are joining or recently or were not here before the stream started on MLB Network, we had one of my friends, Daniel, on the stream. He was a guest. He is a reporter for the Marlins and Venezuelan baseball in Miami. If you get a chance, go follow him and also go watch the beginning of the stream because he had a lot of really good insight into the Venezuelan team. He follows the team very closely. He's very close with the coach, Omar Lopez, and knows a lot of the players personally. So let's see. Martin Schneider. Brazil and Spain were the biggest losers in the WBC qualifiers. I agree. Spain was supposed to be like a sure in. Sorry for not knowing, but how were the groups made? Seems like Israel got the short end of the stick. I'm trying to remember. If you go to WBC's website, they now have the rosters, the rules and regulations posted, and they have the information on how they were selected. It has something to do with a combination of, I believe, previous success in the WBC of the last WBC, and then also combined with the rankings from WBSC. So go check it out. I don't remember exactly how they were determined, but yeah, it's a combination of both. I think MLB needs to market the qualifiers better, put them on national networks, and grow the game. Absolutely, I agree. Those are some of the best games I've watched of baseball in a long time. Was PJ Conlin on the 50-man for GB? I believe so. Randomly just remembered he was called up before he retired for qualifiers years ago. Yeah, I believe he was on the qualifier roster. I can't confirm that though because I don't know for sure. Is he eligible? I think he was born in Northern Ireland. Yeah, but I think he is still eligible. It's funny to me that Alex Dickerson can play for Israel because his wife is Jewish. Yeah, so because of the law of return, Alex Dickerson is eligible. If you're married to a Jewish citizen or someone that's Jewish, then you can play for Israel and qualify for Israeli citizenship. Let's see. Cuba has Elian Leyva as a pitcher because Spain got eliminated, so that's good. I believe it's based off of world rankings. Yeah, it's combined with world rankings and I believe previous, like 2017 success. He would also qualify for Republic of Ireland if they had a roster too. Yes. Thanks so much. Does he? No problem, Tito. Does he describe himself as Irish or British? I don't know. I'm surprised Emmanuel Clase is not playing. Yeah, man, that's a big loss. Sean, did you ever find out if Adam Mako was eligible for Czechia? Since ostensibly his parents were born when Czechoslovakia was still a thing. Oh, I don't remember. Was that you that asked? Jacob, what is your Twitter account? Because I'm trying to remember when we talked about that. I remember I looked into it. Oh, I don't remember if he was eligible or not. It was super confusing. Let me see if I can find out if I tweeted about that. Sean underscores the frilled shock. Okay, I've definitely seen. Yeah, I've seen you there. Oh, you are the. Okay, that's why you were excited about Edouard Julien. Yep, I remember. You are the Darvish Renaissance PFP. Okay, gotcha. I believe. Oh, yes. Okay. So someone asked me, hey, this was months ago, to answer your question about Adam Macko. Hey, Sean, question. This was not you. It was Tyler Partridge on Twitter. Hey, Sean, question about eligibility rules for the Czech. Blue Jays number 8 prospect Adam Macko was born in Slovakia in 2000. If his parents were born in Czechoslovakia prior to the split, could he represent the Czechs? So I responded saying it would probably depend on his parents' citizenship history. Per Czech citizenship laws, if your parents became quote, became or would have become a Slovak citizen, Adam wouldn't qualify for the Czech citizenship. If his parents hadn't specified whether Czech or Slovak citizen, whether they were a Czech or Slovak citizen, then he could qualify if they did not like distinguish themselves as one versus the other. And then I had a Czech source. I don't know how to pronounce this word. At Milujeme, Milujeme Baseball. They are a Czech source as well. I believe all Macko's family has Slavic citizenship. So if that's the case, then it's a no. Because if his parents are not Czech citizens, they chose Slovak citizenship, then he would not be able to be eligible for Czech Republic. Okay, on the MLB Network, they just said that they're continuing to reveal the rosters, so it looks like they're still going to put out some more information on the rosters, which is good. I hope they show all the teams. So excited to watch WBC baseball at 3 a.m. on March 8th. Yeah, me too. I'm going to stay up all night, inject the coffee into my veins. Can't wait to watch all of the Brewers in the WBC. Yep. Can't wait to. I doubt they keep Lavarnway's bat out of the lineup. Valencia's bat better than Lavarnway. Plus Stubbs is much better these days. Yeah, Stubbs is definitely going to be the catcher. Definitely going to be starting catching for them. 12 a.m. for my time. They were saying, Eduardo, where do you live? What time zone are you in? They were saying for the eligibility rules that your parents had to be born there, if I recalled earlier in the show. I wonder if they could get him on that technicality. Maybe. I think that's just such a specific situation that maybe they could like find a way to qualify that as being eligible for citizenship. But according to the letter of the law, it has to be well, I guess you're right. If your parents were born there, but I don't know what it was considered. I mean, it wasn't considered Czech Republic back then. It was Czechoslovakia. So I don't know. That's a very interesting situation for him. I wish William Contreras was playing. Me too. Neither of the Contreras brothers are playing for Venezuela. William Contreras, who just got traded to the Brewers, and Wilson Contreras, who just got traded to the Cardinals. Both are in a similar situation to where they have to learn new, like totally new pitching rotations. So they are focusing on spring training. We're probably asked to not play. You've been the guy for WC. Have you noticed a lot of Israel fans, more than you thought? Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of Israel fans, Team Israel fans, a lot of Jewish Americans, and even Jewish citizens, like Israeli citizens they're living in Israel. I've had some follow me. I think there's a lot of hype around the Israeli team, especially after the 2017 WBC when they really were like an underdog Cinderella story. They were like one of the coolest stories of the 2017 WBC. So I think because of that, a lot of Jewish Americans have kind of jumped on the bandwagon. You thought, okay, you live in Venezuela. That's right. Taiwan game. That's right. If Jackson Chourio played in the WBC, what team would he play for? He'd play for Venezuela. He is Venezuelan. And he will be. He'll for sure be on the team, probably in the next WBC. I wouldn't be surprised if Jackson Chourio is the number one prospect in baseball this time next year. You think Cano gets a lot of playing time? I think he'll get some. I know him and Nelson Cruz are friends too. Yeah, Nelson Cruz is going to be general manager and player. He's going to be a DH for them. That's so much fun. Phil's going to stay late at night to watch the Cuba game. Churio's Venezuelan. Yes, I'm really proud about how much Israel baseball has grown. Olympics has really helped. Yes, in the Olympics as well. Olympics and last WBC. 3 a.m. starts are normal for us here. Yeah, it's like me trying to watch soccer in different countries, but not that bad. It's just really early in the morning. Don't underestimate how many Israel fans will show up in Miami. Yeah. So talked with Daniel at the beginning of the stream. He lives in Miami. He's from he lives in Miami. He's Venezuelan, but he said there's a huge Jewish population there. So there will be a lot of. Oh yeah, they're talking about Harry Ford. Yes, my favorite. Okay, Great Britain. Here we go. Harry Ford is there. Yep. Alex Crosby, Lucius Fox, Deshaun Knowles, Angels in the UK, Matt Koperniak, Jamie Ritchie, BJ Murray, Anthony Seymour, Trace Thompson, Nick Ward. Who else did we miss? Chavez Fernander, Akil Morris, Joseph King, Ryan Long, Tanaj Thomas, Vance Worley's there. I do not see a PJ, Joseph King, Ryan Long. Okay. Nope, Jazz is not on the team. Nope. Yep, no Jazz. Okay, let's go to their offense. No Chapman, no. Harry Ford is at least, yeah. Harrison Ford, Sir Harrison Ford, Alex Crosby, Harry Ford, Lucius Fox. That's a big one. Deshaun Knowles, Matt Koperniak was awesome in qualifiers. Jamie Ritchie, BJ Murray, Anthony Seymour, Darnell Sweeney, Trace Thompson, Nick Ward, Justin Wylie, Chavez Young. I'm tweeting all of these out, by the way. Oh, here's Canada. Owen Casey, Bo Naylor, Otto Lopez, Tyler O'Neill, Jacob Robson, Abraham Toro. Wait, they already showed these. They already showed Canada, I believe. Yeah, they already showed Canada. Yeah, Akil Morris. Colombia, there we go. Tito Polo, I love that guy. Alfaro, Elias Diaz, Jordan Diaz, Deon Frias, Oscar Mercado. Luis Renjifo's not on this list. Gio Urshela, Donovan Solano, Harold Ramirez, Adrian Sanchez, Evan Mendoza, Oscar Mercado. That's a big one. Luis Renjifo is playing for Venezuela. He made the Venezuelan team instead. Okay. Pitchers, Adrian Almeida. There's a lot here. Raver Sant Martin, Jose Quintana. Oh, and here is China. Okay, so they are showing China after all. Perfect. Perfect. Ray Chang. Ray Chang is on the team? Wasn't he in like the last? I believe he's been in almost every WBC. I thought he was on the on the coaching staff. Ray Chang, is he? I guess he's a pitcher, a coach, and a player. Yeah, how old is Ray Chang? Oh, here's Australia. Aaron Whitefield, Logan Wade, Liam Spence. Any other notable names? Daryl George, Jared Dale, Andrew Campbell, Jake Bovey, Alex Hall. John Kennedy, Stephen Kent, Daniel McGrath, Will Sheriff, Jack O'Laughlin, Josh Geyer. Okay, and here is Czech Republic. They are just going through these. Martin Cervenka, Marek Kloop, Willie Escala, Eric Sogard, Filip Smola. Good. A lot of the big names for who they could have. So pretty much the qualifier roster. Martin Schneider. Chinese Taipei or Taiwan. So this is Taiwan's roster, which has already been announced. Okay, I really need someone's help on this guy's name. Kung Kwan Gilja. I don't know how to pronounce that. If anyone knows how to pronounce that, I really need your help. Okay, Yaku's back. Thank you. I feel better talking about the Japanese team when you're here. They're talking about Taiwan right now. Wang Wei Chung, Wang Chung Wei, Wei Chung Wang. I apologize. Kai Wei Tang. Okay, back to no Curtis Mead. No, he had been confirmed that he's off the team. Sogard, yes. Dan McGrath, yes. Rolos was asked, according to the British guy who runs the Cuban Museum. Yeah, Rolos Chapman was on the preliminary rosters. Tanaj Thomas, yeah, he's good. Do you know what the chances of Chapman being on the designated pitcher list for GB might be? Very low. I didn't hear any indication that he wanted to play. Apparently, he was included on the preliminary roster, the 50-man preliminary roster for Great Britain, without even consenting to it. Like he was just put on the roster without them reaching out to him. So. Okay. So World Baseball Classic is posting all of the rosters on their Twitter. So we have all the rosters on their Twitter account. For pool B, C, D, no A. Pool D, pool C, pool B was just posted, and I do not see a pool A yet. I think it's Gungwan Gil Gili Gilao. Gungwan Gili Gilao. That name is so cool. I just don't know how to pronounce it. Joe Biagini. Yes, he's back. Joe Biagini does exist. They showed it. No, China. So they just showed China. Let me pull those up. I'm going to do my best. With the pronunciation. Ji Kao, Ray Chang, there he is. Chen. Xiaohan, Yongkang Ko, Ning Li, Yifan Li, Pei Liang, Rongji Lang, Yun Lu, Chen Luan, Jinjun Luo, Yuhang Liu, Yusuke Masago. That definitely sounds Japanese. I'm not sure. That's who we talked about. Who I posted about. He previously played in the NPB for the Buffaloes, RX Buffaloes, maybe. And then Yin Jiang and That's for the position players, and then the pitchers: Qiang Lin, Chang Lon Su, Song Wong. They're about to wrap up. Alan Carter. Let's see. Hai Cheng Gong, Quan Ju, Xing Qi, Hai Long Sun, Wei Yi Wang, Yu Chen Wang, Jian Yi, Hao Zhang, Fu Yang Zhou, and Chao Kun Zhang. So I don't know, if you couldn't guess by that. I do not know hardly anybody on that roster. So yeah, Masago played for the Hawks, SoftBank Hawks. That's right, not the Oryx Buffaloes. My bad. Let's see. Where's Great Britain? I think we're about to have a guest pretty soon, actually. They show all the rosters. I think at this point, yeah, they have shown all the rosters. They've been semi-competitive in the past. Maybe we don't know how many of the Chinese players. We don't know many of the Chinese players, so no idea how good they are. Yeah, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what to expect from them. They've also been blown out. They finished last in the 2017 WBC of all teams. So I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how to predict what's going to happen with the Chinese team. The question I have is if the underdogs play, if the underdog players with an ace pitcher, do they? If the underdog players with an ace pitcher, I see, underdog teams. The question I have is if the underdog teams with an ace pitcher, do they pitch them against the best team or worst in hopes of winning one game? It's a good question. Hold on. Chris Young is saying that USA is going to win the WBC. That is his. And JP Morosi says Japan. Chris Young says the underdog team is the Netherlands, and for JP Morosi, he says Venezuela is an underdog, which I guess they are an underdog compared to like the top tier. But I mean, they're one of the best teams in the tournament. And then he also says Colombia. Yeah, Morosi loves Japan. I do too. He is the guy in international baseball. Let's see. Okay, that's it. That's the whole show on MLB Network. So now that the live stream is over, we're actually going to have a couple guests in the next like half hour or so. Both, spoiler alert, are playing in the WBC. So let me get some information for y'all. Pull them up 1 second. Morosi is the GOAT. He's the best. I'm going to post China's roster. So hyped to see Harry Ford play. Me too. I love Harry Ford. He is one of my favorite players in baseball. I can't wait for him to make his debut soon. Um, I've been kind of shameless about my Harry Ford love on on Twitter. I've tagged him in so many things. Okay. Okay, let me send the link because we have a guest soon. A guest from. Put in the comments actually, what team do you think the player is going to be? What we're about to have a guest. He's playing in the WBC. What team do you think he's on? Put in the comments. See what y'all say. Not South Relic. I wish. Oh, that'd be fun. He is a pitcher. Definitely not J Rod. Definitely not J Rod. Not yet. Let's get Great Britain. Great Britain's roster up there. Starting pitcher. He is he's a pitching prospect. I'll say that. And that's what I'll stop it at. We'll leave it until he joins. But yeah, any other questions? What do y'all think about the rosters? Let's talk about some of these teams because this is it. We now know every roster for the WBC. We'll get to see all of the teams. I'm gonna have all of these rosters up. I'm gonna update my graphics and everything on Twitter so that y'all can see everything in a thread. I'm gonna put all the teams in a thread so that it's all condensed into one. Probably tomorrow, if I have time to. Not if I don't have time to tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. But yeah, what do y'all think about? What are your like initial takes on the rosters, whether it's your team or another team? Venezuela's being overlooked. Absolutely, they have one of the best infields in the tournament. Good bullpen, very good starting pitching. Very good starting pitching. My hot take is that I firmly believe that Czech Republic beats Australia and China. If they get 2 wins, that's going to be one of the coolest stories of the WBC. For sure. China, Panama, Kingdom of the Netherlands, Italy, Cuba. Okay, I have not posted Great Britain yet. Excited to see Julio in the WBC, but it means I'm missing him when I go to Arizona for spring training. Yeah, that's a bummer. Not being able to see the players in spring training, but I mean, it's worth it. But of course, if you're going to spring training, that's a bummer. Dominican Republic or Venezuela. I still have Dominican Republic above Venezuela, but it's razor thin margin at this point. Honestly, I'm gonna have to at least from what I'm feeling after seeing the players that are not playing for the Dominican Republic. Canada has more of a shot than I thought it would. Yeah, I mean they could make it out with the U.S. or if U.S. somehow lost a game or two, they could make it out with Mexico or Colombia. And the Netherlands roster is not great. I mean, they have a good lineup. They have Xander Bogaerts and Scope and the Palacios brothers, but I don't know. I think it still might be Cuba and I don't know who I'll probably say Cuba and who comes out of Pool A? Cuba and Italy. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at the rosters again. There's just too much. There's too many players rattling around. And okay, about to hop on. He's coming. We're about to have him. About to have him in. You're about to see who our guest is. And there's Pool A. Any last guesses for who our guest is? I was much higher on Italy before they lost Nimmo. I agree. That was a big, big loss for them. Okay, just tweeted that out. All right, all right. Oh, Josh, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, perfect.
Let's go. Welcome to the podcast, the show, whatever this is. I don't know. Stream, just random WBC stream.
Yeah, I'm happy to be on. It's fun. I mean, I just watched that whole 2-hour thing. But I mean, I'm excited for this tournament. It's gonna be really fun.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched probably I had it on the whole time. I probably watched like in depth until the Israel part, and then just kind of like
Yeah.
as it kept going, I stopped paying attention. But I mean, it was cool also because like there was some guys in there that I know that I didn't know were playing in it. So like for example, like Canada, Cade Smith is a pitcher in Cleveland's organization, and I didn't know he was going to be in it. So as soon as I saw that, I texted him. But we got pretty good representation in Cleveland, in the organization. I think we have about like 7 players, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's huge. I was pretty excited to see all the guys from in the Cleveland org that were going to be playing, and there were a lot that were rumored. So to see a lot of those guys on the rosters is pretty cool. So if for those that don't know, Josh Wolf is a pitcher prospect in the Guardians organization. You're from Houston, right?
Yeah, so I'm from Houston.
Yeah. Okay. And so he's pitcher in the Guardians organization. He is on Team Israel for the World Baseball Classic, which is super exciting. So, how are you feeling about it? How did you look like the roster when you saw it finally?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of studs on this roster. It's definitely like I think I saw a few quotes saying like this is the deepest Israel roster that they've had. So it's obviously an honor to be a part of that. But
Yeah.
just overall, like I'm excited. There's some really really exciting prospects, and also you have the big league talent. But I faced actually one of them, Matt Mervis. I faced him. I think it was 2 seasons ago. Not knowing he's Jewish, and again, it's kind of cool seeing. Just at the time, I didn't know that he was Jewish, and like as I progressed, I figure out he is, and it's just okay. Now we're on the same team, and it's just full circle like that. But I saw him tearing it up in AA, AAA last year, so it's just cool. I feel like for this tournament, the nice thing is in this stage, there's going to be a lot of guys who are going to be able to kind of show out and have that. I think they mentioned it on that broadcast for like example, like Xander Bogaerts back when he first played. No one really knew a lot about him, and then he goes and he plays for the Dutch, and you get that opportunity where you get to potentially shine on a team that's going to be facing all these other great teams. So in our case, in Israel's case, we have this pool of death, and all those teams. If one of us or whoever, if we go out there and we play well, the opportunities are endless at that point because for the young guys, especially because we're facing the top of the top. On top of that, the crowd's going to be electric, and we're going to be, the most fans I probably pitched against is like 5,000 at an opposing ballpark, and now there's going to be wild Dominican fans, wild Puerto Rican fans, Venezuela, Nicaragua. So it's going to be a crazy pool right there in tournament and just overall.
Dude, that is Miami is going to be like the epicenter of baseball for like 2 weeks. Like it's going to be electric, especially with the pool that you said. Like you obviously have the top three teams with that everybody knows is like the consensus, some of the top teams in the world right now with the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, and Puerto Rico. But Israel has some dogs. Nicaragua's got some good players. So I mean, every game, no matter what the matchup is, that pool is going to be pretty ridiculous.
The thing that I think is really, it's baseball, right? So the thing that's amazing about even in that pool and why it could be crazier than people think is because it's baseball, there's always a chance of upsets.
Yep.
A pitcher has a great game, some hitters, have some timely hits. And because of those three teams, I feel like all Puerto Rico, Dominican, and Venezuela, they can all beat each other. And I believe that us and even Nicaragua, we can pull out a win on our best day against one of those teams. So that pool has a potential to be a complete just mess at the end of it.
Well, and also think like the way I was thinking about it with the WBC, especially this year, is like I'm thinking there's never a time in MLB or like in like the high levels of baseball to where it's like a one game and you're out. Like other than maybe like the tiebreaker to get the wild card, like it's always a series in the playoffs. So for this, if you get out of the pool stage, it's a one game, it's a one and done. So if y'all somehow find a way to like get a win or two in the pool stage and make it out, you got Dean Kramer on the mound. You got Matt Mervis in the middle of that lineup. Like you could definitely do some damage.
The power in our lineup is definitely there. That's the thing I'm excited about and to see is Jock Peterson and Matt Mervis. With those two guys alone, that's a lot of power.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And all the other players, that they had put on the roster. I saw Zach Giloff. Giloff. I don't know if everyone's heard, like he's a star. Also, it's cool. Like a guy like Danny Valencia. I watched him. On top of that, I think that's another underrated part of our team is the coaching. We're gonna have from the hitting side, just in general, obviously Ian Kinsler, the manager. That's an awesome guy to have teaching you about the game.
Oh yeah.
Hitting wise, you have Brad Osmus and Kevin Euclid, who I grew up watching, being from Houston, especially Brad Osmus. And then pitching wise, Josh Zai, who's pitched in the tournament. So just to learn from those guys is going to be huge for a lot of us.
I think that's one of my favorite parts of the WBC too, is guys like you that haven't made it to the league yet. You have plenty of prospect pedigree, but you haven't had the chance to really, I guess, face MLB talent or had the chance to, I don't know, like you said, there's going to be these crowds that you haven't experienced before. This is just like, I feel like incredibly valuable experience that prospects get to have that they normally wouldn't in just like spring training,
For sure. Yeah. And, for me, I feel like the past 2 years I haven't performed how I'd like. So I'm kind of treating this, hopefully, as this can be like a coming out party for me, right? The trade that I was in was a big trade. And I want the fans of Cleveland to know that like I'm for real. And if there's a chance, who knows, I could face Lindor in this tournament. How cool would that be?
That's funny that you say that because I know that we talked about that before, but we just had a question in the comments. I don't know if you saw it. It says, so this is like streamed on YouTube as well. From Aaron Weinberg, he said, which batter are you most looking forward to facing from the teams in the pool?
Yeah, so I think if I face Lindor, that might be that's the coolest thing in my career right there. Because playing wise, right? Because of just how that trade went down, and then now I get to face him in such a big tournament. It's almost like obviously this is not how it'll be judged, but like in my head, if I could get him out right there, I'm like, all right, I won the trade right there.
You won the trade. It's over. Cleveland won. Josh won.
That's just how I'm kind of viewing it.
Oh man, I would love to see that. So what was the trade? It was Francisco Lindor for you and who else?
So another cool, so Andres Jimenez was in the trade. He's in the pool as well. So
that's true.
So there's three members of that trade in the pool just alone. But it was
wild.
Carrasco and Lindor over New York for myself, Ahmed Rosario, Jimenez, and Isaiah Green. So it was a big trade, but yeah, I mean, just to look like that, facing Andres Jimenez would be pretty cool. I'm friends with him, so like facing him would be pretty awesome. I mean, any guy. I was talking to some of my buddies about this. Like every hitter that I faced probably would be the best hitter that I faced in my career up to that point, right? So,
Yeah.
and for most guys, I feel like on our team as well. So that's just I wrote the adrenaline's gonna be pumping. Just it's gonna be a really cool experience.
Yeah, man. I'm so excited for you. It's going to be so much fun. I mean, I really like Israel's roster. The name that when we were streaming it here doing the watch party, the name that most people were surprised by, because most of the names on Israel's roster were at least rumored up to this point. I mean, we knew
Yeah.
most of the roster, but the name that people were pretty surprised by was Alex Dickerson.
Yeah. So I saw that, and I read that his wife is Jewish, so
Yeah.
eligible. But no, really cool. I mean, we definitely we needed that MLB power is just that's needed in this roster. I feel like so it's gonna be great to have him.
Yeah.
Then just on top of that, like I feel like the pitching staff, to be honest, it's pretty deep. We have a lot of pitchers in the roster, but it's pretty deep. There's a lot of MLB talent on that roster on the pitching staff. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how this whole tournament shakes up in our side, but all the other pools as well are very very interesting. I think the pool that I'm excited to watch, obviously, USA that with that pool, because that's another one that like it's up in the air. Like you don't know who's gonna come out of that pool. Obviously, the US will, but then that second team is up for grabs. So I have a buddy, Dion Frias. He's on Columbia.
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to watching him in it. And like I said, Cade Smith is another one. So there's a few people that I'm just excited to watch. Get the opportunity to, like I said, just show out in front of a global stage at this point.
Yeah. The pools are really interesting because I think they're kind of spread out. They're not necessarily randomized like they are in the World Cup where there's like a lottery system. So some people are kind of confused at how the pools are split up.
I was too.
So what's that?
No, I was too because I was thinking about just from a electricity standpoint to have like I don't know if it was not allowed, but Cuba in our pool instead of us would have been like probably one of the coolest pools to have Cuba because there's a lot of Cubans in Miami. But I don't know if it's like they're not allowed because it's the United States. I don't know. I just feel like that would have been a cool addition to this pool. And then
that would have been crazy.
Yeah, and then put if by the way they do it, like to have Israel in the pool with I'm making it up, but like Italy, the Dutch, the Czech Republic, like those teams, I feel like in my head would have made more sense. But I don't make the pool, so.
Yeah, I think the way it works is like they took a combination of like previous WBC success, so like the way that they performed in 2017 and the like the standings that they finished in, plus the WBSC rankings, which is like from all of the international, like the WBC tournaments, all the way down to like youth baseball. Yeah. So it's kind of a combination of all of that, and then also it's regional. So it would make sense for me though, for like you said, to have Cuba play with all those other teams and all the Cuban fans, and then y'all get to play if y'all got to play like the Dutch team and the Czech team and the Italian team because that's like the same region.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's confusing. But last classic. It was another type. We went to, the Israel team was in, I believe, Taiwan for it, and they played all those teams, and the Dutch was in it, and Cuba. But yeah, I remember. I don't know if you've ever seen. They made a documentary about that last classic about the Israel team. That was a really cool documentary.
Dude, yeah, I was actually about to say that because someone also mentioned in the comments. It says, if this is from Brandon Plant, he says, "Has the team watched the Heading Home documentary? Will Israel be bringing back the mensch on the bench?"
So that I don't know. I know that we have a group chat now with the team. So if that's mentioned, I'll look out for it. But so far, I don't know. But yeah, the documentary itself, I watched it. I don't know if everyone else has. But they're actually there's a new documentary that it's pretty cool. The team is.
That's right.
The team is going to have it, like the whole team is going to watch it at a movie theater in Jupiter. So that'd be a cool experience. Just they're going to take everyone and rent out a theater and have it, I believe, put on one of the movie screens there. So that'd be a cool thing to do.
That's cool. Yeah. No, I think that's honestly a really good idea and really important for teams like Israel, to where it's not all homegrown players and it's a lot of players from different backgrounds, because there's not a lot of, I don't know, like you have cultural similarities, and of course you're Jewish and all of the other players on the team are Jewish, but you all come from so many different places. So to be able to have like those opportunities to bond and to get to know each other and hear from each other's like different backgrounds is pretty cool. I wanted to ask because I know we've probably talked about this briefly, but for the people that don't know, what is your connection to the Israel team?
Yeah, so I'm Jewish, obviously. My whole family is, but deeper than that, just like my mom is from Israel. My grandparents, they escaped Iraq and they went to Israel. So when they were young, so they're Israeli. My cousins are all over there for the most part. So I have a pretty deep connection. On top of that, the Team Israel WBC team means a lot because my grandfather had actually gone by himself. I was in high school at the time. He went by himself to Taiwan to watch the whole entire WBC in that pool. To go
No
see Israel.
way.
He had gone by himself, and I was so jealous at the time. But he was just because I was getting into baseball, or I was into baseball. He was getting into baseball even more because he didn't really know what baseball was growing up. But as I was playing it, he got more and more interested. And I just remember telling him about this, and he's like, "Oh, there's a Team Israel," like, because he didn't even know about it. And he books a flight, and he's in Taiwan, and he went to Taiwan. I believe he went to Japan as well to see the second round.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really cool, and it was awesome to be able to tell him, hey, like I made the team, because I remember him telling me back in 2017, he's like, I told this lady, I believe she was the head at the time of the Team Israel, the federation, and he's like, I told her that my grandson is really good, and he's gonna be on the team in a couple years. It happened, so I'm pretty happy about that.
No way. That must have been so cool for him and for
was.
you, your whole family.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you said your mom was born in Israel. She's from Israel.
Yeah, she was born there.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so for people that don't know as well, Israel has different citizenship laws than a lot of other countries, and of course the like eligibility to make the team is based on citizenship or a passport. And so since Josh is Jewish, he's eligible for the team, but also your mom is there from there, so that's even more so.
More easy. But yeah, for just all the players, the reason that they can put this team together is because of the law of return. So every Jewish person is able to get an Israeli passport if they'd like. So because of that, that's how they can make this team. But like you were saying, I think it's very important, like you said, because everyone comes from a different background. But at the end of the day, like a lot of the success from these national teams comes from that love for your country. And I think that's a really big thing for some of these players who may not have had that connection to gain that connection as much as they can before this tournament. So they kind of know that they're playing for a bigger reason than just themselves, right? So I think, like you said, like having this movie being played, and I'm sure there's going to be other things set up that are going to help with just the team and just, learning about the country they're representing.
So was it kind of already known, like you're Jewish, is it kind of known around the league, the different Jewish players, or was it kind of a surprise when you learned that some of these guys were Jewish?
Yeah, so I was saying, like, there's some guys I had no idea. When I first faced Matt Mervis,
Oh, that's right, yeah.
No clue that he was. And then you see articles, because there aren't a ton, you see articles when there's success from the Jewish players. So I'd seen that he was, and he was doing well. And, I feel like there's just a brotherhood from the Jewish guys in the league. There's a player who made the team, Rob Kaminsky, and we'd followed each other probably a year ago or so, but we'd message each other occasionally, and just like we were both pretty pumped to make the team. But like it's just cool because even though I've never met some of these guys, like I feel like I do know them already because of just we're Jewish and we were in pro ball since there's not many of us.
That's so cool, man. So did you watch the 2017 one?
Yeah, I was in high school watching it, in class. Since it wasn't, I think Taiwan. I believe it was in Taiwan, but since it was overseas, the games were in like the morning. So I remember sitting in the back of class watching the team, and because they made a Cinderella run at the time. So
Yeah.
that was really cool to watch, and that kind of made me like really want to play. And a real cool thing for me too is I have the messages from like 2013 that I sent to someone from like the Israel baseball wanting to play for like their 15U team if they had one.
Wow.
All the way back then, and I didn't know that my baseball career would take off like this. So again, like it's just super cool for me to have that, and then actually be representing the team at the biggest stage.
That's so cool. That's such a cool story. I'm so glad that you got to make the team. I know that we were talking about um, a couple weeks back the opportunity that you might be able to make the team. Not sure if you'd actually be on the roster. I'm so glad that Cleveland let you, because I know that a lot of the guys weren't able to, or they just couldn't figure out the insurance, or if they could actually play in the tournament. So this is something I've asked the people that have been on. I kind of want to ask every guest. What is the thing that you are most excited for about the WBC not on the field?
100%, it's learning from the guys that I'm gonna be playing with. It just more so how to carry myself, and how to be, especially the big leaguers, just how to be a big leaguer, how to carry myself like a big leaguer. Because ultimately, like I want to, get to that level. And this is an opportunity that not many guys get. So being able to hang out with the guys that are older than me and learning from them is gonna be really cool. I have a Jock Peterson jersey from when I was younger. Like it's like all this stuff is really cool to me. That now I'm playing with these guys and being able to pick their brains and figure out what can make me successful in the future.
Yeah, that's super cool. I know there's going to be a lot of those guys that I feel like, just from hearing stories about different guys on the roster, are like just really solid dudes. Like they're veterans. They've been in the league for a long time. Being around Jock Peterson, I'm sure is going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
So I really hope that you do get that opportunity to learn from a lot of them. Did you, and this is trying to pull it just out of my memory. I don't remember exactly what happened. I remember there was a moment in the World Series a couple years ago when the Astros were playing against the Braves, where apparently it was like Max Fried was pitching to Alex Bregman, who hit a pop-up to Jock Peterson, which is like the first time that had ever happened for three Jewish players.
Connection, yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool. I just feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like since the 2017 WBC and then the Tokyo Olympics, Jewish baseball, Israeli baseball has just gained a lot of steam, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, I know in Israel the game is definitely growing, and like credit to Peter Kurtz, the head of Israel. He does a great job over there in pushing the game, because I know a lot of Israeli kids and Jewish kids that live there. They love baseball, but because there aren't a ton of facilities out there, what they have is limited, so they don't have the
Yeah.
opportunity to play. But I know that now it's starting to grow and grow, and this is just another thing that's going to help, because this will be very global, like I said. So once this makes its way over there, I know that a lot of kids are going to see this and want to pick up a baseball. So I actually haven't been to Israel since my bar mitzvah in 2013, but I'd love to go back very soon and do something along the lines of like a camp or something like that with the kids over there, because I know I saw recently Nelson Cruz, I believe, he had went there with a few other players and they had a camp. So like it just looked like a blast. So I'd love to do something similar to that.
I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, I think I did see that as well. That was actually going to be my next question, if you've been, or the last time that you had been to Israel. So that would be really cool if they could set up some sort of like trip for the team to go or something. I don't know.
They did that last time. They actually, I don't know if you know that. So yeah, in 2017.
Oh, really?
In January, they took probably like 10 to 12 players to Israel. They ended up flying them on some like airplane, and they ended up taking them to Israel, and just like I said, like it was like a learning about the country they're representing. So I wish they could do that this year, but I think because of the timing and how like the rosters were done, I believe like when they did in 2017, they were already done the rosters all the way in January, and now it had to wait. So the tournament's in a month, so you don't really have time to move to do that trip. But
yeah, that makes sense.
definitely, I think the next one, I think that'd be a really cool thing to do is to take some guys over there and just for them to learn about the history and just everything about the country they're representing.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a great opportunity. Yeah. I was going to ask you something else. What was the next thing I was going to ask? There was I guess I was going to look at some of the comments as well, because I know some people have been talking there. They're talking about the players that are on the team, not on the team. Yeah. So Goldschmidt is Jewish. He is eligible for Israel.
I don't know about
someone.
that, to be honest. I don't know if he is. I've heard like multiple.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard he is and I've heard he isn't. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sure about him. I know his last name sounds pretty Jewish.
Yeah.
But I don't know 100% if he is. So
from what I've seen and what I understand is that he is of Jewish descent. Like he's Jewish, but he's not like I believe he's a Christian, so he's not a practicing Jew, and so because of that, they didn't necessarily like ever like reach out to him or really like pursue him to be on the team, because he doesn't. I don't know, for lack of better terms, like embrace his Jewish heritage.
Yeah,
I don't know, but that would be him. The other one that people were talking about that they didn't realize was eligible for. He's not Jewish himself, but similar to Alex Dickerson, is Mike Moustakis is married to a Jewish woman, so he could play on the team.
Would have wanted to play. I'm sure the team would have loved to have him.
I don't know if they even like if that was even ever a possibility, but it's just funny to see like the names that could be on the team.
Yeah, again with this whole eligibility thing, it's pretty crazy just how there. I mean, we need to get Mike Trout married to a Jewish woman.
Right? Oh man, that's awesome. Well, dude, I've taken up plenty of your time. I don't want to keep you too long. I'm sure people want to talk to you now that you're officially listed on the roster. So, is there anything else that you like wanted to plug or anything that you wanted to share?
No, I think hopefully I'll hop on before the tournament with you again. I'm going to spring training next week. So yeah, I'm ready to get after it. Like I said, I want this to be a coming out party for me in the Classic, and I hope that's the case. So
let's go. I love that. Hopefully that your stock just rises. Everybody's gonna be watching the WBC, so they're gonna get to see you on national television.
That's cool. So I think, like I said,
yeah,
that's opportunity to do it.
That actually was my last question. I remembered. Thank you for reminding me. Do you know really quickly what the transition for minor leaguers is from the WBC back to spring training?
No, I have no clue. So yeah, I'm not sure if we get a couple day gap after it ends, or our season starts in April, so we have some time. So, but I'd assume we just go back to spring training and resume if we were if we were just there the whole time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. It'll be interesting to see how that works, because I know that, I mean, that's probably the biggest issue with the WBC is trying to figure out spring training and the WBC. Last question someone asked, what do you think about the new hat for Israel?
Oh, I think those are fire. I can't wait. I want to get like a 10 for my whole family.
I love it.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I didn't even say. I'm going to have a lot of family and friends, which is going to be super cool. I think I'll probably have around like 15 to 20 people that are traveling to come see.
No way.
Yeah, so I got to get them all the hat. Because my grandma already texted me. She said, "Can you send me the link?" I can't wait to see her in a photo.
Let's go. Grandma rocking the new era 5950.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, I love it. Well, hopefully I get down there to Miami. If so, we'll definitely link up. But if not, we'll connect. I mean, we'll talk for sure.
Great.
So. Yeah, man. A lot of people are saying thanks in the comments, so really appreciate you coming on, man. It's really good to see you.
Have a good night.
Yeah, good luck on the in the WBC. We're really excited for you.
Thank you so much.
See you, bud.
Bye.
Awesome. Josh Wolf, pitcher in the Guardians organization. He is playing for Team Israel in the World Baseball Classic. Super cool, dude. Ever since we connected a couple months ago, he's just been awesome. Aaron, I'm so glad. I knew that you'd like that. I'm really hoping to get on as many of the players as we can get. Obviously, I'm not like a massive content creator. I don't know any of the big guys, but to get guys like that on that are prospects that could be making the team pretty soon is so cool. just to hear his story about how he's connected to Israel, his Jewish heritage, his family, to hear like all the people that like all of his family that support him that are going to be able to see him in the WBC, to get him to have that opportunity to play in front of the world on the world stage is just so cool. I'd love to see him pitch against Francisco Lindor since he was part of that trade too. So yeah, thanks Brandon, thanks Aaron. Let me go ahead and send the link because we do have one more guest actually. Surprise, surprise. Let's see, let's get that link. Cool. What'd y'all think about that interview? I think Josh is an awesome dude. He's from Houston. I'm from Austin, Texas, so not too far away. We almost could have played baseball against each other in high school. He's a little bit younger than me though, a couple years younger. Let's see. This guy that's coming on next is not a pitcher. He's a position player. Oh, nice. Thank you, Coop. So the while we're waiting, these are the hats, the caps. All of the caps were released for the WBC officially on New Era's website, as well as I included the hats. I made this graphic. I included the hats from the qualifiers. So you got like Argentina and Brazil, and I loved right in the middle that way. Right in the middle, that New Zealand logo is so sick. Oh, I wish it was Harrison Ford. Good old Harrison. Now Harry Ford is not joining, sadly, but maybe the same team. Dominican hats were out of stock in like 20 minutes. Yeah, dude. The moment I saw that they were on the website, on New Era's website, I posted it, and then within like half an hour, they were already, a lot of the sizes were already sold out. Okay, let's see. Let's see, I hope they make more. Yeah, 2017. All right, awesome. Man, this has been a long night, but it's been a ton of fun. Thank you so much. I think we have what? How many viewers are here? 14 right now. So not many, but this has been so much fun. Y'all are honestly the best. Thank you so much for your support. This whole WBC journey has been just crazy, a wild ride, and it's been so much fun connecting with everyone. Not Raul Shah, but you're on the right track. I think the Dominican bullpen is okay, but definitely took a blow. No Clase, Joan Duran, Wandy Peralta, Felix Bautista, Sir Anthony Dominguez. Oh my gosh, that's so many bullpen pieces that are not on the team. Yeah, that's brutal. That is brutal. I think I'm gonna have to have them USA #1. Oh, Justin, what's up, man? I think you're muted. Yeah, it looks like you're muted. Justin Wylie. Nope, not Deshaun Knowles. Almost. I had them guessing who would be joining the stream. Yeah, it looks like you're muted. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hold on. I can't
Yeah.
hear you.
No, you're good. You can't hear me?
All right.
Yeah, for those that are here right now, Justin Wylie, who is on Great Britain's roster, is joining us. See if I can get Great Britain's roster pulled up.
All right.
How about now? Anything? Oh, nice. Thank you, Coop. Let's see. I was able to hear him, but he couldn't hear me. I can see him, but I can't hear him now. I'm gonna text him. Hold on. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, Yaku. Oh, Yaku. Have you been here the whole time, or did you just come back? Yo, what's up, Sean? Thanks for the WBC info, man. Thank you, Bobby Baseball. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been crazy. Trying to share as much of that info as possible. Lucius Fox is on the roster, yes. I love that name. Click the arrow next to the audio. You probably have something connected to speaker on the phone by mistake. He left. I'm trying to see if he's going to join back. While in class. Also, no LeBlanc for Canada. Yeah, that was kind of a big one. There's a couple days ago, there was rumors that he wouldn't be on the team. Unfortunately, Charles LeBlanc. Okay, well, while we are waiting for Justin to get back, Justin Wylie on Team Great Britain, I'm going to go to the World Baseball Classic qualifiers stats because he had a really, really good qualifier, a few couple games in qualifiers. Let's see if I can find more ABs for Julian. Yeah, Julian Edward is on the team, which is awesome. Great Britain. There we go. All right. Justin Wylie. Through 3 games, 13 at-bats, 5 hits. So he slashed 385 average, 529 on base percentage, and he slugged 692 for an OPS of 1,221. Insane. Of course, it was only 3 games, but he did hit a home run, had a stolen base, and played some pretty elite defense as well. Had a double. Played really, really well. So he also plays in the independent league, one of the independent leagues. I believe the Atlantic League, if I remember correctly. No, Frontier League. He played in the Frontier League. And I think he might be a free agent right now.
Hello?
There we go. I can hear you.
All right, I can hear you too.
Let's go. Finally. We got it. It's all good. It took me forever to figure this out on my own. So
No worries.
no worries, dude. How's it going?
Good, man. Good. It's been a great week and great night for sure.
Good. Did you watch the stream?
I did. Yeah, I watched it with my family.
Cool. Okay. Where are you right now? Where are you at?
I'm in Chandler, Arizona. So
Okay, cool.
20 minutes away from where we're going to be playing at Chase Field.
Let's go. Yeah, that's super close. Is that where your family is?
Yeah. So I grew up in Chandler, Arizona. Arizona's been my home for about 24 years now.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. So for those that are in the stream right now, Justin Wylie, he is he is on Great Britain's roster officially. We can finally say that for the World Baseball Classic, which he was on the qualifier rosters, absolutely tore it up during qualifiers. And so it was assumed that he'd be on the roster, but it's cool to see it be official. So how was it watching the show?
It was really good. You know, a lot of great teams are obviously in our pool, and being able to see all the guys that we worked hard with in Germany in the qualifier, be able to make it, and then see some new faces and some new names to add on to what we had going on is honestly just a really exciting feeling, you know?
Yeah, man, that's so cool. I mean, from what I understand, I'm looking at the roster right now, and it looks like it's most of the same guys, which honestly I'm happy about because it looked like y'all bonded so well over the qualifiers, and you really like glued together. Coach Drew really seems like a good coach for that, just to get you all to kind of like draw together. So
Yeah.
I don't know, seemed like a good team.
Yeah, over in Germany, it was honestly awesome. We had a mini camp over there, and from day one, we kind of, you know, we meshed. We worked hard together. We have great personalities on our team, so it always makes it easier to come together. And then the way everyone was able to be so professional about going about their business and competing for one common goal rather than just for statistics was huge. And I think that is kind of a testament to who obviously Drew brings on to our squad, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, y'all were one of my favorite teams to watch all throughout qualifiers. Like from the beginning, it's so fun to see like the British fan base on Twitter because it's like pretty small, but they're so passionate and like everybody's like tweeting about the qualifier game. So that was a ton of fun. I was looking at your stats before this from the qualifiers, and you tore it up. Like, what was your favorite? What was your favorite moment from qualifiers?
Well, my favorite moment would have had to be Alex Crosby hitting the walk-off to win it, you know?
Let's go.
I mean, that was the icing on such a great week together with the guys, and to do it for the first time in British baseball history was honestly amazing.
That was probably the best baseball game I watched all year.
In my life, dude. I swear. Like throughout the entire game, what was honestly awesome is we got hit in the mouth pretty quickly by Spain, but nobody in our dugout was phased, from our coaching staff to the guys in our lineup to our pitching staff. Everyone was ready, and we kept chipping. And I remember in the 6th inning, we had just hit a home run and cut it to a 2-run deficit. We were still down, and we went back on defense, and everyone's like, we're going to win this game. We still haven't gotten the lead for the first time, but
I love
all the momentum was in our dugout, and everyone had full belief in us making that qualifying win, you know?
I'm trying to remember. Was it raining during that game too?
It was not, but it was.
Okay. I know it was gloomy like all week and cold. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was, man, it was so much fun to watch, y'all. I remember so Raul Shaw, he joined earlier in the stream. He was in the comment section. I wasn't able to get him on the screen, but he was talking about that game too, and that catch that he made. I think it was like the 7th or 8th to save when he had just been subbed in. Just so many crazy moments like that it was like the perfect game. I don't know. I loved it. But did you know many of the guys before qualifiers? Oh, looks like he might have cut out. Oh no. Yeah, it looks like he might have cut out there. I'm not sure if he can see us. I can't see you. If you can see me, Justin, I can't see you. Oh, there we. Oh, he came back and then he left. He's probably going to try to join again in a second. Cool. Let's see if I missed any of the comments. Just got back. Trying to watch the streaming class. Yeah. No LeBlanc or IBs for Julian. If you're still in the stream, thank you so much. This has been so long. It's been streaming for what, 4 hours at this point? It's crazy. But there he is.
All right, I'm back. I'm back.
There we go. No, you're good.
I'm not too tech savvy. My bad, man.
That's all right. I'm not either. I was asking you right before it cut out. Did you know like many of the guys before qualifiers?
I had known Nick Ward, our shortstop who had played in the qualifiers, Mackenzie Mills, and I think those are the only two off the top of my head because I had competed against them previously in the Frontier League.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Frontier League. Yeah. Okay. So you met a lot of those guys for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's really cool. What was Sir Harrison Ford like? Everybody's favorite player in qualifiers.
He is an absolute beast. So it was funny because he's an affiliate. He showed up just a little.
Oh no, it cut out again. Oh, there we go. He's back. I can't hear you, but I can see you. That's out. Almost. Oh, it cut out again. No. We'll have to cut this up. We'll have to chop it up and try to do this again. Also, Coop, I'm not sure if there's a way to put it maybe like half and half screen so that we can see us a little bit bigger. If you're there. Thank you, Brandon. Probably end this in about 5 minutes. It's getting a little late. Starting in for the night tonight. Love you're attempting to get some of the players on the stream. Yeah, attempting to get players on the stream is the good way to put it. Having some troubles on that, but thank you, man. Yeah, it's good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. What's up, Noah? Yeah, we've had some technical difficulties with Justin, which is fine. We'll have him on again for sure if tonight doesn't work out. But previously we had Josh Wolf, pitcher for Team Israel, and then before this, my friend Daniel Montes. He's a Venezuelan reporter in Miami, reports on the Venezuelan team and the Marlins. So if you want to go back and check out all that, we're going to post this stream and definitely watch it again, or you'll be able to watch it again. You should ask him which team he's most excited to face. If you can still get him on. Yeah, I'll ask him that for sure. Yeah, any other questions y'all want me to ask him? Oh,
Yeah. I'm sorry.
There we go.
I'm getting a bunch of phone calls because everyone saw the news, and it's.
That's what I was gonna say.
Connection.
Your phone's probably just blowing up right now.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man.
No, dude, you're good. We can keep this super short anyways. We can also like do like a podcast where you actually come on and like talk about stuff
Yeah,
once it gets
definitely.
closer, or even after the tournament. But I won't keep you too long. I did have, I guess, a couple questions from the
Mhm.
comments. Someone asked, so your Great Britain is in a pool
Yes.
with they're in Pool A. So they asked what team you're most excited to play against.
Ooh, out of our pool, I mean, it's kind of an easy answer, right? Team USA game 1 in
I
Phoenix,
apologize. Pool
Arizona.
C, yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they just came off of winning it back in 2017, I believe.
Hmm.
So having the first game, it's probably gonna be sold out. Great environment, one of the better Team USA teams that they've run out there. So it's gonna be
Yeah,
an honor to be on the same field as them.
yeah, I can't wait to see you go up to bat against Kershaw.
Yeah, I've been visualizing it since October. Let me tell you.
Yes, sir. Let's go. That's awesome. Yeah, I that pool is honestly pretty up in the air right now because USA is dominant. I mean, they
Mhm.
top to bottom full of all stars. Mexico and Colombia both have very solid rosters. Canada is looking pretty decent, but I mean, y'all have an opportunity. You have pitchers that can go out there and throw like if you throw one solid game and you guys can string a couple hits together for a game or two and sneak out a win, you could easily find a way to have a chance to make it out of the pool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the great thing about it is I'm familiar with a few of the pitchers that are returning from the qualifying team, and we had dudes who threw smoke. Like
Yeah, you
95
did.
to 97 is 95 to 97, no matter who's throwing it.
Oh
So
yeah,
if we jump on them early, we punch them in the mouth early, then they still have to compete. It's early March, so they're not in midseason form. So it's just a matter of who's gonna outcompete the other that night. Everyone's got to go out
yeah.
and play.
Yeah, this I really like the makeup of this roster. Just like kind of getting to know some of the guys and then watching y'all in qualifiers. I know that with the British team, it's a very diverse background of players because not all of you, a couple of you are born in Great Britain, a lot of Americans that are of British descent, a lot of Bahamian players, British Virgin Islands. What was the kind of vibe when y'all all came together finally and to like become one team?
It was awesome. It was awesome. Like I said earlier, the guys that Drew collectively brought together, just a bunch of great men that are really professional. So they know how to mesh with others. We've all been in different locker rooms surrounded by different cultures and traditions.
Yeah.
So uh, obviously coming together in a shorter time frame, everyone knows to kind of immerse themselves in first Great Britain baseball,
Mhm.
being a part of that program, that culture, and then also just being there for the guy next to you because we're all competing for the same objective.
Yeah. Yeah. What is your, just to clarify for people that don't know, what is your connection to British baseball?
Yeah, so my mom was born in Trinidad and Tobago, and I still have family there now. So Trinidad and Tobago was a British territory up until the 1973. My mom was born before then. So we didn't even know prior to until a month prior to the qualifiers I was eligible. And then my
No
mom's over
way.
here blessing my baseball career.
Let's go. That's awesome. So was it Drew that reached out and was like, "Hey, you're eligible. Can we want to play for us?" Or what?
No, it's actually crazy. One of my teammate at the time, Todd Isaacs, who I
Yep.
played with in New Jersey, he's my roommate, one of my best friends. He told me because he's from the Bahamas and he played in the 2016 qualifiers in Brooklyn for GB. And so he
I
told
see.
me, he gave me the email of Drew. I emailed him right after I made the All-Star team for my league. And Drew was like, you know what? We're going to look into it. Brad Marcelino, I've played against him through college. He's our hitting coach and our bench coach. I played
Yeah.
against him while he was at University of San Diego and I was at San Diego State. So we had a mutual recognition from there and put it into MLB and got approved real quick and was on a flight to Germany.
That's crazy. No, I think that's one of the funnest parts about this team is that there's so many players, a lot more than other teams. So many players that people don't realize are eligible
Oh
for
yeah.
Great Britain. So to see guys like, I mean, when Harry Ford was first announced, or like just seeing the Bahamian guys, Lucius Fox or Deshaun Knowles was a top prospect for the Angels.
Yeah.
So it's a fun group of guys. I'm really excited to see y'all play.
Yeah,
Um,
bunch of studs. Bunch of
are
studs.
you? So you played in the Frontier League last year. Are you on a team right now? Or are you still looking for? Are you a free agent?
So right now, my Frontier League team has my rights.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
but
The
I'm not
Jackals.
signed. Yeah, the Jackals.
Okay, cool. We're gonna get you signed with an affiliate.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for it, on the world stage.
Man, I think that's one of my favorite parts about the WBC is the opportunity that independent league guys and also prospects have to like use this as a showcase for themselves. I mean, when are you ever going to get a chance other than in Major League Baseball? But when are you going to get a chance like this to be in front of that crowd in Arizona with all the Mexican fans, all the American fans, and like getting to face all these pitchers that are elite? This is going to be so awesome for y'all. I'm super excited.
Yeah,
So
no, it's going to be a great opportunity. It's obviously showcase Great Britain baseball and then showcase each individual what position, because we're all in a different journey along our baseball careers.
yeah, no, I love it. Are you so your family is in Arizona? So are you gonna have a lot of family that are gonna be there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna have to
awesome.
buy a few extra tickets. A bunch of family and friends that I've grown up with. It's gonna be a great time.
Good, man. I'm so glad. That's awesome that they're already there for you. So are you gonna play third base? Is that your main position?
So I'm very versatile. So I've grown up playing shortstop, second base. For the Jackals, I played second base, and actually in the qualifier, that was the first time I played third since college. So
Really?
yeah, right now in the off season, I'm getting a lot of reps at third base, but every other position is like the back of my hand.
Cool. Yeah. It seems like most of the team is pretty versatile. So you could play like I don't know. We could see you at short, third, outfield.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good
Absolutely.
looking team. Very versatile.
Absolutely.
Cool. I'm gonna let you go. I know that we've had some difficulties, and your phone's blowing up, I'm sure. So I want you to get to your friends and family. One last question I had that I've asked everybody that's come on so far: what are you most excited for, not on the field in the WBC?
Ooh, not on the field.
Yeah, off the diamond. What are you most excited for?
Probably, honestly, probably just getting to know the new guys, because we had such a great time. We had such a great time when we were out in Germany. Um, Getting to add new faces and new personalities to this mix, and it's obviously something so special. That's just going to be something that's always going to be in our lives. Every one of these guys I'm tied to for the rest of my life in GB baseball.
Yeah, I've heard so many stories from players in previous WBCs of how this is like. I mean, they've been in World Series, multiple World Series, and this is still like one of their favorite baseball memories ever. So I'm really hoping that y'all get to have that bond and experience in the WBC.
Definitely.
But one last comment. Someone mentioned this guy, one of my followers, Noah Byniak, I believe is how you say your last name. Correct me if I'm wrong. He said, "No way, the New Jersey Jackals. My boy Demetrius Morer plays for them. We were college roommates, and he played in qualifiers for Germany."
Yep. Yeah, he was on the Germany team that we played game 2 of the qualifier, and he was also my teammate the first year I was with New Jersey in 2021.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Germany had a pretty good team too. And Spain. Everybody expected Spain to get out, but
Yeah.
y'all in the Czechs. That's so much fun. I'm so excited to watch that team too.
Absolutely. What's crazy is, as I was telling you, like, we had the feeling in the 6th inning that we're winning this game.
Yeah.
I personally, I was like, we need to win this game now, because this is so emotionally draining. I don't know if
Yeah.
I can play tomorrow. And with Czech coming off like the hot streak that they were on, it would have just been a dangerous game to play.
Nah.
But they're a great squad. I'm glad that they're able to put a great team together, and I'm rooting for them too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm so glad y'all got it done, because even just from a fan like watching, I could not have handled another game for y'all. It was too much. And it was a perfect ending with the walk-off, man. It was so much fun.
Yeah. Storybook.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Honestly, this has been a ton of fun. We'll connect again for sure. Let me know if you need anything. this has been a ton of fun. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
definitely. Thank you for having me, and I really appreciate everything that you're doing with the coverage. Obviously, you're blowing up as you should be, and you're staying on
Thank
top
you,
of
bro.
all your stuff. So if you ever need to do anything else in the future, I'm here for you, man.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. That honestly means a lot. Is there anything you want to plug or anything you want to? You good?
Someone just hit my parked car.
No.
Yeah.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you go take care of that.
All right. All right.
I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Take it easy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
What just happened? Someone just hit his car? I think that is a good note to end on. All right. Well, yeah, Noah, he said someone hit his parked car. All right. Well, on that note, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Honestly, this has been a blast. We've been going for almost 4 hours now, 3:45 at this point. Got to get back to Twitter and tweeting all the rosters out. I don't even think I've tweeted all of them out yet, but y'all are the best. We have the final rosters, the official rosters, so we can start doing like power rankings and team breakdowns and like projected lineups and rotations. So let me know what y'all want to see on Twitter, on YouTube. You can follow me at all of my socials. They're in my link tree in all of my socials. Twitter is at Sean_Spradling. TikTok is at Sean Spradling. This is my YouTube. So feel free to subscribe if you'd like. My podcast is WBC Central on the Baseball Isn't Boring podcast network. Definitely go subscribe to Baseball Isn't Boring and WBC Central. It's been a blast. I'll definitely have more guests on, hopefully on the podcast and hopefully YouTube videos as well. And also for you 16 people that are watching right now, do have a pretty fun spoiler. There's if you know Giraffe Neck Mark, him and I made a collab video for like a draft of our top 5 favorite WBC hats. So be looking out for that on TikTok and in Twitter. So, yep, y'all are the best. Let me know what y'all need. Subscribe, like, comment, follow me, or whatever. Really excited for the WBC. I will talk to y'all soon. See ya.